think Neyland is louder too. Bryant Denny's gotten much louder over the years. That have come in now this year, Wisconsin and Oklahoma fans, they're always amazed at how good Bryant Denny looks. And the Oklahoma folks who were here the last time, their band director was here the last time. I was talking to him pregame on the field, the Oklahoma band director, and he's like, "Oh, they've added some buildings here since we came in, what was it, 2003?"
God, that was 03. I think.
They added a town.
Yeah, really. They built an entire city.
And I said, well, one thing I love about Bryant Denny, they've done all these expansions, but it looks like the stadium was built this way, right? It doesn't look like it was pieced together.
Yeah,
it looks like it was built this way from the beginning, designed this way. You don't get that at a lot of stadiums there, but
you know what's
still
crazy?
can't get away from the fact that the 50-yard lines are so far away at Bryant Denny. Molly McGrath actually on her social media, Brown, she goes, "I'm do so many games now at Bryant Denny Stadium. This has become my favorite place to cover a game," and she talked about how much space there is. You don't get this at a lot of stadiums behind the benches for the reporters and the camera guys to walk around.
Yeah, but it makes for a worse home environment.
That also makes for the crowd not being as much on top of you.
What is it capacity, 106,000?
At Bryant Denny?
Yeah.
No, it's down to 101 now. They've shrunk it some.
Right at 101.
But it's crazy. You're sitting in SoFi, 70,000. SoFi looks so much bigger than any of these other stadiums.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like you go to Mercedes-Benz, it feels massive, and it's only like 65, 70,000.
Yeah. I wonder if that's chairback seating.
Maybe, and it's 5 levels and the huge ribbon and everything. But I mean, it just looks like biggest thing in the world.
Well, like Jerry World is smaller than Bryant Denny. You go in freaking that stadium in Dallas,
Looks huge.
It looks massive.
Just to fit the big TV in.
Yeah.
Let's do trash. Tyler, hit it, man.
I do not want anything that carries the Starbucks logo on this church property. You hear me? That is Lilith 1,000%. I've studied it. It is a demon. It is sexual deviance. I am done with I've been done with Starbucks for a long time. It's communist coffee anyhow. You can go and drink a gallon of Starbucks today. That's fine. Don't you bring in cups in this room. If I see it, I'm going to tell you to take it out. You hear me? I'm telling you, that company is not only one of the most godless companies on the planet, they are full-blown 1,000% a witch's coven. I promise you it's the facts.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Weekend is here. Pick up some delicious Bud Light. We start first with rapper Eminem. He has sued Australian beach brand Swim Shady, arguing the company's name is way too similar to his trademark alter ego Slim Shady. Now, real name Marshall B. Mathers III filed a complaint with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office in September requesting it cancel the Swim Shady trademark it granted to the company just days prior.
I think I got to go Eminem here.
I think I do too.
I think he's got a case on this
Yeah,
one.
in the legal filing, Eminem's lawyers have alleged that the brand's moniker creates a, quote, false association with the rapper. American law requires the company to respond to the petition by next week. The company was originally launched under the name Slim. Today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the next round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Thanksgiving week, it's Iron Bowl week. We'll get into all the Alabama-Auburn conversation, college football playoff conversation, rivalry games everywhere. Lane Kiffin approaching now its 7-year, $98 million offer on the table. It'll be $100 million before it's all said and done with Lane Kiffin. All that going on. We'll start with a little NFL. The Rams beat the Bucs last night. Best team in the NFL. They looked at last evening. Matt Stafford playing MVP level. That was an impressive win.
Yeah, look, I have, and not to bore you guys, I have thought this 3 times in my fandom, which will be a half century, not too far in the distant future. And the first Super Bowl they won, I thought they were the best team on the planet, like middle of the season. 2 years after that was still the best Rams team I've ever seen. They lose to the Patriots in Tom Brady's first. And this year, those are the only 3 years that I have said definitively, middle of season, best team on the planet. But they are right now. Look, things can happen, injuries, and, obviously 60 minutes of football, you can get upset. But, man, Matt Stafford is minus 210 now to win the MVP. The Rams are your favorite. There is one thing Sean McVay has never accomplished in his great career. Do you guys know what it is?
I do not.
He's won a Super Bowl. He's lost a Super Bowl.
He's never had an MVP.
He's never had an MVP. That's very true.
One.
Yeah. He's never been in your kitchen.
He's never been in my kitchen.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
The other is he has never had home field throughout the playoffs.
Okay.
So right now with Philadelphia just completely shitting the bed yesterday against Dallas and the Rams winning, the Rams right now are, your favorite to not only win the Super Bowl but to host throughout the NFC playoffs. So great win for the Rams last night.
It sounded like the fan base bought tickets last night. It wasn't as more Tampa Bay fans like you guys get sometimes. It always seems like it's a neutral site game, like it's a 50-50 split in L.A. and in Dallas. But last night it was really loud.
Well, I think when there was a lot of Seattle fans when I was out there last week, I would say that it was probably 70-30 Rams, though. Still a lot of Seattle fans, but you could tell the difference in crowd volume. But I thought it was really weird. Kevin Demoff, the Rams president, sent out a tweet 2 hours before the game yesterday and said, "Hey, Rams fans, it's a beautiful night in L.A. Plenty of tickets still available." And I'm like, what the hell? This is the best team in football. I know there's a lot of things to do in L.A., but I thought that was really, really interesting. But a great win from the Rams. Hopefully they can stay healthy. I've had multiple people reach out saying, team's peaking too early. I don't know if that's a thing in the NFL or not, but we shall see.
Yeah, they are playing good. Stafford's not missing throws. At Cowboy Rally, man, 21 down to beat Philadelphia 24-21. I know it didn't lead to any points, but that special teams play.
That was incredible.
That guy getting knocked down 3 or 4 times and getting up and knocking the ball loose.
Yeah, that ought to be on every team's film, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On your hustle reel.
Yeah, your gunner just getting completely demolished and getting his ass pushed everywhere. And he's able to keep up, stay with the play, ultimately force the fumble, which you said that it didn't equate to points. I got a text from our buddy Greg. I don't know what you guys thought. And I heard Dan Orlovsky this morning saying Cowboys should have gone for it on 4th down. You got to get points in that situation.
No, take the lead.
100%, yeah.
Take the lead. Force him to score a touchdown.
Can't believe I'm going to say this. The way your defense was playing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You kicked the points
by the
in.
way, Brown pulled a Jimmy landmine yesterday. Me and Matt
You
Mosley.
put too much stock in this. I was just screwing with Mosley.
I know, but Brown sent a text and said Dave Aranda's the only one that can fix this Cowboys defense, being sarcastic.
Yeah.
They didn't give up another yard. I mean, it was like the final half of the game. They completely shut them down.
Yeah, I was just screwing around. I wasn't like making some bold prediction.
That's okay.
I was screwing with Matt Mosley, telling him because he was already pissed Aranda stayed at Baylor.
Yeah, it's a Thanksgiving tradition, and when it comes to upset alert, Forster texting me about an upset that's about to happen, and then it doesn't happen. He's like, "Hey, by the way, good call on Washington State, James Madison."
Oh, that was so tight.
Boom, I read the text.
Yeah.
There goes a 57-yard run right up the middle to win the game. Thank you, Forster.
I was giving you a legitimate compliment. I thought it was a great pick.
Bob Chesney's done a really good job with that program, taking over for Cignetti. They're not good, though.
Yeah.
If they get into the college football playoff, we've got issues.
Yeah.
This committee needs to go away.
Oh, the American Conference champion will be in there. And,
I know, but there's still that scenario with the ACC.
Yeah. No, don't put any faith in the ACC. I watched way too much ACC football this weekend because the SEC schedule sucked. That's some bad football.
It is. SMU, Virginia win, and they're both in the ACC championship, and that'll be your representative.
Yeah, and how about Rhett Lashley's probably going to get back in the postseason? I mean, they're going to be absolutely favored in that game.
Lugs just said they're the most dangerous team other than Miami.
Of the ACC?
Of the ACC teams. He said they're playing good.
Yeah, I mean, sad. This is typical ACC, right? Your best team's not going to get in.
That's right. No, I think everybody agrees.
The only team that could possibly win a game for the ACC will not get in.
Not even going to get in.
Hey, Chiefs survive in overtime to save their season.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, and Shedeur wins, becomes the first Browns quarterback to win his first start since Eric Zier, 1995.
Eric Zier?
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that former
30
Georgia great.
years ago.
42nd quarterback to start for the Browns since 1999. He was 11 of 20, looked really good in the first quarter, and they hold on to beat the Las Vegas Raiders, who fired Chip Kelly.
Yeah, Chip Kelly gets fired overnight, and the Giants just fired their defense coordinator this morning. So the axe has been dropping over the last few hours in the NFL. I thought Shedeur, he throws a really good deep ball. You know, I don't know what the expectation for any of these Browns quarterbacks is. I think moving forward, though, Kevin Stefanski is going to have to start Shedeur Sanders because it seemed like that sideline, as bad as the Raiders are, they were behind Shedeur, and that was a nice moment to see Dion there. I mean, can you imagine the illustrious career he has and, you know, the health issues he's had, and to see his son actually get a start in the NFL was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fractional financing gets us going towards the college football conversation after a little tribute there to the NFL. I told Maggie, I said, if the Buccaneers win this game, and then when it became a blowout, I said, if somehow we hurt Matt Stafford, I'm taking the day off tomorrow. I'm not going to work if the Bucs win. And then when it was obvious they weren't going to win, I was the rest of the game. I just sit there saying,
"Please don't hurt
Matt Stafford. Don't hurt Matt Stafford."
Me and Jack.
I was just going to take the day off. I wasn't even come in.
It's funny, you know, you guys
you'd see me 2026 maybe.
You guys know I don't watch these games in public, and we ran in the fourth quarter of the late games to Walk-Ons, one of our great sponsors, to get dinner, and me and Maddie and Jack sat at the bar, and Emily, the bartender, was like, "You don't watch Rams games in public." And I was like, "Trust me, I'm not watching this one in public." And about midway through the fourth quarter, Jack was like, "You could have watched this in public. You were really, really calm tonight." And I'm like,
"Well, it's a blowout.
It was an ass whipping. This is the way I like my Rams games."
Yeah. I would say that Maggie, when I went downstairs and it was 21-0, she's like, "You're not yelling." And I said, "Well, it's over with." I said it was over on the Otten bobble interception pick 6.
What a tight play.
It was. I thought he was down, but they said he wasn't. And she's like, "You don't seem too upset." And I was like, "Well, you know, I'd sort of already made this to be a loss, and I really didn't want to win this game and deal with the repercussions at work. I'm sort of happy to take this loss, and it's one of those win-wins for me. It's like I gambled on the Bucs, but wanted the Rams to win, or gambled on the Rams, wanted the Bucs to win. It's a win-win for me. Fractional financing.
Yeah, look, if you've got a small to mid-sized business right here in Alabama, maybe Georgia, East Tennessee, or the Carolinas, you're looking for a CFO service designed for businesses that need expertise, call our friend Rod Smallwood. Fractional Financial. Rod and his team provide expertise in cash management, budgets and projections, accounting, payroll, annual reports. Fractional Financial does it all. Not your typical contract CFO service. Fractional Financial works with clients face-to-face so they can make that informed, data-driven decision to get the business to the next level. Contact Rod and that team today, 704-614-2083, 704-614-2083, or visit them, fractionalfinancial.net.
Okay, so you can tell now where my glasses 100% on the show now. My eyesight just, I need it all the time to even read my sheets now. I was like, why am I putting them on, taking them off all the time? So I wear them all the time. This is not a start to an ad. There are times I don't have my glasses that I screenshot things on social media so that I can read them. I can do this. I can do this, right? So I'm Brown. I'm sitting here, on the golf course. Don't have my glasses when I play golf. Going to have to start doing that soon to read putts. And Brown, I come across Brown's social media. We're backed up a little bit, and he's got a redacted name on there. So I'm like, God, what's going on? So I shoot the screenshot.
I really didn't think this would take off this way.
And then Brown screenshots a guy, and then somebody, Brown, you are by far the worst part of the next round, but your obvious attempt at pandering to Auburn fans yesterday was bad, even for you.
Right.
This goes back to you saying that Jackson Arnold was Auburn's worst, that Hugh Freeze played the worst quarterback in the room.
By the way,
am I paraphrasing wrong?
I saw your video.
Yes,
I saw your video.
Said,
real quick, I'll let you get to it.
Is there a chance that, and I even gave the biggest disclaimer I could give, is that this is Mercer. This is a overwhelmed team. They may not have been playing all their starters. I don't know. Did they play all their starters?
They did.
Okay. That was a dumb decision, by the way. Did they play all their starters? They didn't have film to get ready for Deuce Knight. They're an overwhelmed team. He could not do this against an SEC team. I gave all those disclaimers, and they're all true. And then I said, but the way he played, it's at least a legitimate question. Did Hugh Freeze start Auburn's third best quarterback this
I
year?
saw your video.
You did that social media hook to start with.
No.
It was like, did it? Is it? There's a disclaimer, but you did,
Okay.
is it
Well, I
possible?
want people to watch the video. We get paid for that.
I saw the video,
Okay.
and I thought it was one of the obvious things that you needed to point out.
Yes.
I mean, I think, was it a situation where Hugh overpaid for Jackson Arnold, and he's like, damn, I can't, from what Nick Saban said 2 years ago, you're shit out of luck if you mess up on
That's
these
right.
guys.
Yep.
And we paid him $2 million, so, hey, I need to keep pushing to see. And some of these guys, maybe when the lights are on, they're just not as good. Like, you guys have been around really good practice players, and when you get in the game, they're just not nearly as good. And that might be Jackson Arnold. But, I mean, just the last 2 games, and I don't care if it's Mercer or not, but what Deuce did, and then back to what Ashton Daniels did against Vanderbilt, how in the hell were you not at least giving these guys an opportunity based on how terrible the offensive output was?
And listen, he wouldn't, again, I'll go back to all the disclaimers. It was Mercer. They had no film on the guy. He wouldn't do this against an SEC defense. I don't think anybody out there is even reasonably arguing all those things. But I do think it is a legitimate question that you can ask about a guy who has been a starter for 2 years in the SEC and is going to be 16th in the league in passing in both of those 2 years, that perhaps Ashton Daniels and or Deuce Knight were better than him. It's a legitimate question. Will we ever know the answer? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, if Ashton Daniels goes out and plays against Alabama the way he did against Vanderbilt, I think I will go ahead and say he was better. If Deuce Knight is Auburn's starter next year and plays well.
You can't say he was better, though, at the beginning of the year. He may end up being a better quarterback. I think we all think he'll be a better quarterback, but you can't
Deuce
say.
Knight?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no, I would agree with that.
But you can't say he was better in August.
Maybe not. I mean,
to where he
everybody
would get to start.
A lot of Auburn fans are like, that one possession against Ball State and he looked awful. So, I mean, all right, that was one possession.
Yeah, but it gets to a point.
That first play, though, LT, it did look like a Saturday Night Live skit with Peyton
doubt.
Manning and the 7th graders. He was back in the pocket for 9, 10, 11 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one play, and it was only 9 minutes and 67 seconds left in the in the first quarter. I mean,
think-
that play took 5 minutes.
No, I think the
until he
frustrating
ran.
thing for Auburn fans, when you start 0-4 in conference, look, and all against really good teams, Oklahoma, A&M, Georgia, and Missouri, your season's over at that point.
Yeah.
So why not
Deuce
see
Knight,
what
yeah.
you've got moving forward? We've talked about this a month ago. We said, hey, look, if Hugh Freeze wants to save his job, the best way to do it is if Deuce would have come in and played like that against Arkansas and played like that against Kentucky, I think maybe Hugh still got his job.
I don't disagree with you. Deuce Knight's worst problem was Auburn's defense. Auburn's defense had them in all these games to the point you're like, I mean, I know Jackson's struggling, but it's a 3-point game.
Yeah.
Why go to Deuce Knight and have a critical turnover?
Yeah, give me cut 8, Tyler. I want to hear afterwards. Listen, Brown, you're fair because Luke's texted me. I usually send Luke's what we're going to talk about on Monday Morning Live. And if I don't hit something he wants to talk about, he sends me a text back. And so this morning, pull up the text here, Luke sends it back to me. He's like, hey, what does Auburn do at quarterback? ? 5:48 a.m. What does Auburn do at quarterback? And I wrote back, Deuce? He's like, yeah, let's talk about it. And I was like for this game?
Yeah, for the Iron Bowl?
Like for the Iron Bowl?
Yeah.
And Luke's brought it up on the show.
He'll
He's-
definitely see the field.
Yeah. No. You think he'll get in the game this week?
How many games has he played in now?
Well, 2 now.
Yeah, I think he'll get in the game this week.
There's not a redshirt situation.
Well, first of all,
Oh,
here's
yeah, I think 100% he's going to get in the game this week.
well, listen to him about maybe being QB2 in this game, and then we'll talk about you actually think he gets in for a play in the Iron Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
A healthy play.
A healthy play.
Healthy play.
Here's DJ Durkin.
Assuming you guys will reinsert Ashton this week at quarterback, has Deuce done enough in your mind to move up into that backup slot?
I mean, again, as we go into next week, we'll evaluate film and make decisions on all that. Coming right out of a game, I think, there's always emotion tied to things, and you got to watch the film and evaluate as coaches, and we'll go through all that and make decisions at all positions.
That was a no answer there.
That was a no answer.
So,
Yeah.
wait, I color me dumb. I mean, so do you agree with him? You think there is a package or a play or something?
I think it's a package, yeah.
I think today and yesterday, Kane Womack was now having to prepare for Deuce Knight being in the game because he does bring a different element that
Ashton Daniels runs the ball.
not as good as Deuce Knight.
Yeah, probably not as good as Ashton's more about surviving and advancing. Deuce is one of these guys that is like a Lamar Jackson. Tuck it, damn, 70 yards.
And I just need to be abundantly clear here because this is what, everybody's going to say, oh, y'all think Deuce Knight's the – it was Mercer. I mean, I don't know that Deuce Knight's going to be a good SEC quarterback. But I am saying now that he's played an entire game, it forces Kane Womack to look at it. He can't ignore that. It wouldn't surprise me, Lance, if they've got to play where Ashton Daniels and Deuce Knight are on the field together. Why not, right? Why not force Kane Womack to have to make some critical decisions on the fly, even if Deuce Knight doesn't even factor into the play?
So are you taking out one of your 5-star wide receivers in that scenario? Because sign me up for that. Sign me up for that.
Well, maybe so. But, I mean, what you're trying to do is you're trying to put defense in conflict. You're trying to make defenders have to make difficult choices. And, again, it may be a decoy. They may have a play on this. I don't know. I'm not ready to go where Lance is, that Ashton Daniels will be off the field and Deuce Knight will be taking the snap. I'm not ready to go there yet.
I am ready to say this, though, and you guys correct me if you think I'm wrong, which I bet you will. I think if Alabama loses this game, at least in the history of me watching this, and I know the kick six was ultra important because if Alabama wins that game, they've got a chance to win a national championship.
They probably win the national championship.
I think this is going to be the worst Iron Bowl loss I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
Based on this, think about it. You've got an interim coach at Auburn.
Okay.
You've got an unknown at quarterback,
which has happened several times in my lifetime.
But you have a coach in his second year following up Nick Saban, who going into last November, they were squarely in the college football playoff, and that Oklahoma game came out of nowhere. And now you would have lost 2 of 3 games, one at home and then on the road to an interim coach and a backup quarterback. And there's a possibility that Kalen DeBoer is done at that point. Not fired, but packs his bags and leaves.
Whoa. All right, so
possibility.
But you're making. I mean, I want to understand this.
Yep.
Clearly, you're making a Monday prediction on the Iron Bowl right there. You're saying Auburn is going to win this game.
If you put gun to head right now, I would say Auburn wins the game. If you put gun to head, I'm not ready to give out a final prediction.
Right.
Can I get Forrester's mic real quick? Did y'all have cocktails while I was doing Monday Morning Live and everybody had drinks?
Why?
My last cocktail
that did not happen.
In the fourth quarter, I just sipped some wine last night because I was so relaxed about that game.
Okay.
I haven't had a cocktail in basically 12 hours.
All right. This is perfectly sober thoughts.
Yeah.
Does anything smell like a skunk back in your room, Forrester? What is going on with you guys? Y'all think Deuce plays and y'all are talking?
What am I missing here? This is a dangerous game. You're not worried at all?
Of course I'm worried. I'm
He's
worried. Yes,
worried
it's
about
an Iron.
everybody.
It's a 5.5-point spread.
That's it. Like if this thing was 15.5, I'd be like, yeah.
But on the meter of important Iron Bowl wins or losses for me, if they lose this game, it's not going to be the kick six was more devastating because Alabama was going to go win the national championship. I'm not sure this team can. I'm almost agreeing with the playoff committee right now. I'm not sure this team can beat Notre Dame.
Well, no, I don't
win 4 games.
I think Notre Dame might be Notre Dame, Georgia, Ohio
Notre Dame's
State.
playing a bunch of teams, aren't they?
Yeah, Notre Dame's really good.
Brownie,
Though.
they beat 3-8 Syracuse, 1-10 Boston College, 2-9 Arkansas, 2-9 Purdue.
Yeah,
that's a gauntlet.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
I ain't buying into Notre Dame.
This Notre Dame team is better than last year's that played for a national championship. So take that for what it's worth. I can't believe you would say
this Notre Dame team is better than last year's Notre Dame
Absolutely,
team.
100%. C.J. Carr is a better quarterback than Riley Leonard is.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
I would agree with that.
Jeremiah Love's best player in college football.
I might agree with that, too.
He's best running back in football, yeah.
Maybe the best player.
I think he might be the best player.
Again, now,
sometimes the best players on defense we don't talk about.
But I know, but again, it's level of competition, too. The best team they have played in the last month and a half is Pitt, whose coach literally said, we're not even going to try in this game.
I get
that. It doesn't
that.
matter to us.
Hey, Pitt, our biggest play of the weekend.
Yeah.
How'd they do there?
Maybe the worst.
How'd you feel when they were driving
if they
to tie
score
it
there,
up?
Yeah, Tech wins the game.
Yeah,
that 100-yard.
How did you feel on the worst timed and worst designed fake punt I've ever seen?
I just didn't understand
What
it.
are you doing?
Yeah, risk versus reward. They said it on the broadcast. But I can't believe you don't think this would be one of the worst losses.
Back to the Iron Bowl. I mean, this team I don't think can win a national championship. There are several Iron Bowl losses along the way I thought could win the national championship.
Do you think Indiana can win the national championship?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I just don't know how. We don't know. Like, Oregon's not that good.
Yeah, well, we don't know anything. But
Yeah,
on
that's
this
what I'm
show,
saying.
we are really good at making absolute projections.
Well, yeah, that's you shooting to us. Yeah, I
know.
feel
I mean,
really
we
good
do it
about
all
my
the time.
absolute predictions. I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And I think this is absolutely going to be, if it happens, one of the worst Iron Bowl losses in history.
You said worst at one point.
Yeah, the worst I've seen.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Saw you were sitting there watching Bama punt or whatever.
Yeah, well,
I don't know what the
listen to it.
implications
I don't think it was
are.
on TV.
What
That was
is-
another national championship Alabama team that lost.
Well,
That
this
one
could
does
be
hurt.
too. We don't know that. If Ty Simpson gets back to his form and let AKD a run, look, he's your only explosive back you got.
Oh, so you would play him too?
Oh yeah,
This guy hadn't played all year. So you would
I'd
play
still
him. You're
play
gonna
him.
play him at the Iron Bowl?
I've seen enough. Yeah, hell yeah.
Let's
enough?
play at everybody.
At an Eastern Illinois game, man. Put him out there.
Eastern Illinois is awful.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying you don't have a home run hitter.
Yeah.
Why would you not give him some touches
I like
unless you're afraid he's going to lay it on the
I
ground?
love that Lance has got to the Iron Bowl and he's like, anybody haven't played yet? Nobody. Hey, raise your hand if you haven't played.
Let's talk about our friends at Bojangles. Tell us about Bojangles, Browning.
Hey, it can be bow time. If you're headed down to the Iron Bowl, do a little tailgating. Maybe your high school football team's still live in the playoffs, or you're just going to watch it at home. Bojangles is for you. And how about those holiday parties? They can cater those holiday parties too at Bojangles with their great fried chicken, the hand-breaded tenders, the great sides, the biscuits, those bow bites, hand-breaded chicken tender bites that you dip in that peach honey pepper sauce. You'll thank me for that. You can get all of that at Bojangles and have an amazing holiday party with Bojangles. So whether it's a holiday party, a tailgate, breakfast, lunch, dinner, college football watch party, make it Bojangles and always make it bow time.
And our friends at Inverness Country Club, a chance to enjoy good weather today if you want to get out there and check out the facilities.
Yeah, it's going to be, what's the high today, in the 50s?
71.
Highs in the 70s.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, damn. I didn't
Then
know
rain
that.
starting after midnight and then cold the rest of the week.
Look, they've got memberships that fit everyone at the Inverness Country Club, from the social, the golf, childcare is also a big plus. State-of-the-art fitness center. Did you know that you don't have to be a member in order to hold an event at Inverness Country Club? Inverness can hold anything between the golf tournaments, corporate meetings, wedding receptions, anything in between. To take a tour and to inquire more on that, you can call Aaron today. Make sure you tell her the next round sent you. 205-991-8608. That's 205-991-8608 or online, iccalabama.com.
All right, we will get back to the Iron Bowl in the next segment. Germie Bernard joins us to start hour number 2 at 10 o'clock. Joel Klatt joins us at 11 o'clock to go to the final hour of the show. And we'll ask Klatt about Lane Kiffin, but if you missed it after the show on Friday, Keith Carter, the Ole Miss athletic director, says the announcement will come after the Egg Bowl about Lane Kiffin's decision. And I use decision here because it is almost feeling very much like the LeBron holding the Cleveland Cavalier franchise hostage that time when he did the decision and went to Miami. I don't know where you guys are on Lane and the decision here. Seems like it would be smart, more intelligent if you were staying to do what Brandon Walker has talked about and make the announcement before the game that you're staying. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, if you're not going anywhere, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, so if you're waiting until afterwards for the decision, I guess most people would think he's off to LSU or Florida or somewhere else.
But maybe they lay out that the decision is going to be after that, because then they do the 180, they surprise, and they do the announcement before. Look, I'm almost convinced he's going to LSU now until, we all saw the Josh Pate tweet. Wow. I don't think it would be a wow if he's going to LSU. I don't think it'd be a wow if he's going to Florida. I think more of the wow would be staying in Oxford.
I would stay if I was him because the money doesn't matter at this point. It's going to be, as Brown has pointed out a few times, that he's going to be the highest paid coach or one of them, but it'll be the highest paid most likely.
I would
Brandon Marcello says it's up to $98 million now, 7 years. If it gets to 100, that's $14.2 million a year, which would make him, for the moment, the highest paid coach in college football.
I don't get it.
He has found peace in his life, it seems. His former wife has moved to Oxford. His kids seem to like Oxford. He's got a legacy. If he goes to LSU, he will never have a team better than the 2019 team. The saying will always be, everybody wins a national championship at LSU. Even Ed Orgeron and Les Miles did. If he goes to Florida, he will never be Steve Spurrier, and he'll be lucky to be Urban Meyer. Why not stay at Ole Miss and be your own guy where you've got all the things working for you and just be the guy at Ole Miss.
I think I would because at least you got an excuse. He's never going to win a championship. And I'll say another absolute. I don't care if he goes to LSU, Florida. I've never seen him win a championship. Never seen him play in meaningful games.
Hasn't played any championship game
and it's amazing.
Yeah. That's what's amazing. Now, he did at FAU, right? But a major conference, and he's coached in the Pac-12 and the SEC, and hasn't even played for a championship in one of those two
I bet you guys have heard this. I'm sitting at dinner last night, and this couple bar, they asked me, hey, if DeBoer was to leave, do you think we could get Lane Kiffin?
Oh, yeah. He would be maybe the most popular choice.
And I'm like, why in the hell would you want Lane Kiffin?
Yeah. The guy who you had to fire after the Washington game because he wasn't doing his job up to Nick Saban's standard.
Probably cost you a national championship.
In the unlikely scenario, which I thought was unlikely, but you've painted it as far more likely, that DeBoer were to take a Penn State-type job, I think Lane Kiffin would be the most popular candidate among the fans.
I don't disagree, and I think that is insane. And by the way, I'm not saying DeBoer is leaving. I know you guys have heard it. I heard it again this morning that his family's not happy. They don't love Tuscaloosa. But I'm just saying if you're going to escape, this will be the time to escape because there are really, really good jobs out there. Kalen DeBoer does not seem like one of those guys that's going to run from anything. I still think he's one of the top 2 or 3 coaches in all of college football. I'm just saying this loss, the fan base is going to completely flip on him. Completely flip.
Oh, yeah.
They've done it twice already this year.
Yeah, but this will be the worst.
They didn't flip that bad against Oklahoma.
The worst we've ever seen it.
I agree with you on that. I just cannot believe.
The arrest number will be crazy Saturday morning, Sunday morning.
I cannot believe you have this meeting with him, and the result of the meeting is Coach is going to let us know his decision after the Egg Bowl. I cannot believe that's what Ole Miss is doing here. I can't believe they are letting him play them this way. Well, I mean, it's amazing to me.
Can you guys
really
see this scenario, though, before, hey, no cameras, no videos, anything in the locker room? He tells his players before the game, I love you guys. I'm with you guys. Let's go out there, and they win this game by 100. I mean, I could see that. Now, I'll be pulling for Mississippi State harder than any team this week. Because you know what?
You want to see the chaos?
They lose that game.
If they lose that game and he leaves.
I'm on the committee.
They're out.
Oh, they're definitely out.
Now, if they lose and he stays, maybe not. But if they lose and he leaves, they're not in the playoffs.
You can't put them in.
Yeah. I can't believe it, Jim. I really can't believe that was the result of the meeting. Keith Carter and Lane, they're going to get together today and hammer this thing out. And the result of the meeting is Coach is going to let us know his decision after the Iron Bowl. I'm baffled at that.
That's usually the way that looks anyway. Whether it's sure or not, it looks like I didn't like what our answer would be if we did the announcement today. Let's mull it over for another week.
Yeah,
and then see afterwards. That's what it looks like.
Me, okay.
No, go ahead.
To me, my feel on this, and this is just a gut feeling. I'm just saying from the outside looking in. I have no information on this. It felt like Lane told them, "Look, I know it's a tough position for you guys, but I'm taking either Florida or LSU. But your only shot of being in the playoffs is me coaching the Egg Bowl and winning this thing." And let's keep this story pushed aside, and then they'll put you in the playoffs. I'll leave. I'll go. At least you're still in the playoffs. To me, that's what that looks like.
Here's what I think happened. This is just another early Monday morning prediction. No alcohol involved at all. I think he told the AD, look, nobody can keep secrets. I'm telling you right here, I'm back. But you've got to say that we have decided to hold the decision until after the Egg Bowl. Now, if this thing leaks, everything's back on the table. But if it doesn't leak, then you can take credit and we can talk about, hey, you knew about this before, but we wanted to fire the team up about my commitment to Ole Miss.
So right now you think he's staying?
I think he's going to stay weirdly just because of the Pate. I mean, Pate's got me completely thrown off. Pate's got some really good sourcing, but I don't know why you would say, wow, if it's LSU, right? That's the most obvious thing out there.
I missed the tweet. Was it just wow?
It
could have been that he's locked in on John Summerall at Auburn.
I'm paraphrasing, and Forster's the best at pulling these up. It said something like, I just found out where Lane Kiffin will be in 2026, and all I can say, all caps, is wow. Pate does have his finger on the pulse of a lot of these programs, and I just don't know why it would be a while if he's going to be in Baton Rouge. A while would be staying in Oxford.
No, a while would be Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, that would be.
I know where Lane will be in 2026. All I can say is all caps, wow. That's what Pate says.
Yeah.
I mean, does that sound like – it sounds like a curveball, right?
Yeah. I mean, all caps, wow. I'm with Lance. All caps, wow. Wouldn't be Florida or LSU.
That ain't a BP fastball.
That's the assumption.
Well, it is wow. I mean, I'll play Josh's side of this. It is wow if you're If you're an LSU fan, wow, man, we got him. If you're an Ole Miss fan, wow.
Yeah, I don't read it that way.
What kind of odds will you give me on a 2-team parlay on a Monday morning that Alabama loses straight up and that Lane Kiffin stays in Oxford?
That's quite the parlay.
I would say both of those are pluses. Neither one of them are minuses. You know what I'm saying? They're underdog bets, both of those.
Yeah, I mean, when I read that,
I'm confident in Alabama winning the game.
Okay.
Are you really?
Yeah.
It's just weird because I talked to another Alabama fan this morning. He's like, we're going to win by 14 plus. And I'm like, if the real Ashton Daniels shows up, you will.
All right. According to people in the chat, a lot of people watch our show and Pate's, which we appreciate.
Yeah.
Pate has said this was complete sarcasm. He was just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh.
On his show.
All right.
Yeah.
So now I'm back to thinking he's going to LSU.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying it's going to be wild regardless. It's going to be wild regardless. If he stays, it's wild. If he goes to LSU, it's wild. If he goes to Florida, it's wild.
I'm with Lance. I really cannot believe the bidding war over a guy that has never even played for a conference championship. That blows me away.
And not that he cares about this. Will you guys give me? If he ends up staying, then everybody will look back and say, okay, this was handled the right way. If he goes to Florida or LSU, everybody's going to say this is like one of the worst ways you can ever handle, taking another job.
I would agree.
Hey, Brown.
Yeah.
He is making fun of Barstool personality Brandon Walker, who tweeted something similar about the Arkansas coaching search earlier in November.
Oh. Well, who did Brandon say who he thought Arkansas was getting?
No, all he said was wow.
Oh, okay. Well, they ain't got a coach yet.
It's been a joke with Brandon Walker all along that Lane Kiffin was going to leave Ole Miss and take the Arkansas job. That was his running joke there.
And all they do is jab at each other.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you for clearing that up.
Much more to do on the show, including Germie Bernard coming up. Show being brought to you by our friends at JohnstonRVCenter.com. Tell us about Johnston RV.
I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur is where you find Johnston RV Center. And you can get an RV as low as $140 a month with 0 down and approved credit. That is a great deal right there. But that's not all they've got there. They've got everything to meet your needs, from the biggest RVs out there to those that are just $140 a month. So go see what they've got at Johnston RV Center, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, and always online, JohnstonRVCenter.com. Also at Johnston RV Center, you get that lifetime warranty on anything that is new or qualifying pre-owned from RV Warranty Forever. That's where you get it, right there at Johnston RV Center. I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, and JohnstonRVCenter.com.
Stuffed with savings. I like that. How about free gift wrapping this time of year as well with our friends at the Pants Store, pantstore.com, free alterations. Nothing says War Eagle or Roll Tide like the Pants Store. Bama and Auburn polos and hats and quarter zips and a lot more. Famous name brands like Horn Legend, Cutter and Buck, Antigua and Gentile. And ladies, they've got you game day ready as well. And perfect holiday gifts, the boots and the rompers and the dresses to put under the tree this season. In Huntsville and in Auburn, in Tuscaloosa and all over Birmingham and anywhere online. With free alterations and free gift wrapping, it's the Pants Store, pantstore.com for all your game day needs.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just non-stop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
I thought of you guys over the weekend. Maggie and I went out Friday night to this place, and they had an appetizer that was called shrimp toast. And I'm sure it's very popular, but I just never have had it. It was a big chunk of bread that was sort of toasted, thick bread, and then it had Gulf shrimp, really big ones all over it, and sort of a white sauce that had little peppers and things in it. Comes out hot. Oh, just delicious. I don't know. It could have cost $1,000, but it was such a great appetizer. It was delicious. Shrimp toast. I saw in Brown's controversial post about Deuce Knight being the best quarterback he's ever seen. Mm-hmm. You had your smoker lined up on the threes behind you there for a reason. Were you smoking something?
I was grilling steaks. I was grilling steaks I figured if we're going to have to survive this crappy college football schedule, I at least should eat steak. So I grilled us some steaks on Saturday.
Back to your tweet, though, or your video.
Yeah.
Did most people agree with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there were some that didn't. Listen, when you do a video like that, I think we all do this. When you do a video like that, you do it with an assumption that you're going to get some certain responses, right? So I was going to get the assumption that opposing fan bases for Auburn weren't even going to watch the video. They were going to just see what Brooks labeled it, right, on the tweet. And the response was going to be, it was Mercer. I got a lot of that, right? It was, come on, man, it was Mercer. Even though in the video, I clearly say, I understand it was Mercer and all those things.
Alabama ran for over 200 yards this past
weekend.
It was
Eastern Illinois.
You didn't say anything about that.
How about they held them to 34 yards? How bad is that? 2 first downs. How do you play a game and only get 2 first downs?
Statistically, you will never see a game like that. I don't care who they play. That was nuts.
2 first downs. So I knew I was going to only Alabama.
I was mad about both of them. I was like, what are we even doing?
What are you doing on defense, Kane?
Did you go to that game?
No.
There were 2.
I only watched it because you guys had me on the show with Mick afterwards. I wouldn't even watched it.
Yeah, I didn't.
I do not participate in this week. of football.
It's embarrassing. I don't like Dan Lanning calling him out.
Yeah.
Another guy that's never won anything.
Oh, Dan Lanning, who's on a conference, is just atrocious. That guy.
Terrible.
They were playing Montana State when Alabama was on the road at Florida State.
That's right. Yeah.
Not that Montana State couldn't get
He
Florida
is gonna
State a
be-
game.
That's a good point.
Now, I said
Probably
this
could.
early on in James Franklin's career, and I'll let you get to your point. Like, he would be unbearable if he ever won a national championship.
Who,
which
Franklin?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we
Lanning
know by
will
now
too.
that's never going to happen. But if Dan Lanning ever wins one,
Yeah.
he's the coach you like if he's your coach, and he's a good coach, no doubt. But, boy, if he ain't your coach, he is going to be a hard one to handle if he ever wins one.
So when I do a video like that, I know the Alabama fans, some Alabama fans and opposing fans are going to be like, it was Mercer, typical. And then I know there's going to be some Auburn fans that are like, why do you even care? You're an Alabama guy. So I know you're going to get the fringes right there, right? It's the middle 90% I really, I'll interact with or whatever. The fringe 10%, whatever. So, the email was from the fringe. I only shared the email because I thought it was funny. I thought it was a funny email. And I thought it was just so random that some dude at 3:15 on a Sunday afternoon, that was like his main priority is, boy, I got to email that Ryan Brown.
Yeah. But I didn't send it from Jim Dunaway Sports. It was a really good fake email that I sent to you.
Hey, but so
that would have been awesome.
What are people
Jackson
saying
Arnold
about
won.
one of the worst losses in Iron Bowl history?
Oh, I'll have to dig back on that one. We got the chat
Okay.
room has been quite active.
The show being brought to you by a couple of great sponsors. One of them is our friend at Company Distilling LT.
Company Distilling, a fantastic product. If you're looking for a whiskey as good as the company you keep, now is your time. It is available throughout the state of Alabama, not only in Alabama, also Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Missouri, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. The man behind the bottle, Jeff Arnett. We are going to have a tasting here in the next month. Again, we'll give you the location on that and the time and everything, but your opportunity to meet the former master distiller at Jack Daniels. It is now his product, Company Distilling. Again, for more information, companydistilling.com/Alabama.
And our friends at Central State Bank.
Yeah, Central State Bank is the bank that is big enough to know you and meet all of your needs, but they're small enough to be family at Central State Bank because that's what they've done for more than 100 years at Central State Bank. Take care of you and meet all of your dreams, whether it's starting your own business, buying a new car. They got the tools, the team, the personal touch to help you win. More than 100 years of trusted service, large enough to serve you, small enough to know you because they're rooted in community and driven by relationships. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
All right, for Alabama, and I'll echo what I said on Monday Morning Live, there are two things that I'm looking at going into this game. The first one I find interesting is Ryan Grubb, who was only Eastern Illinois, who came out of the booth and was on the sideline coaching. Is that something they'll continue this week? Or, as Lugs was saying, maybe it was just for the younger quarterbacks. Here's Kalen DeBoer afterwards. Is Ryan Grubb now wanting to call plays from the sideline so he can look at body language and discuss things face-to-face with Ty Simpson? Here is the Alabama head coach.
Yeah, we saw Ryan Grubb on the sideline today. What went into that decision? Or are we going to continue seeing that?
Yeah, it's just we'll talk about it afterwards, but it's something he's been thinking about here for a while now, and just communication, trying to see if there's a way where you're always trying to make things better. And doesn't mean it was bad before, but just something different. And today was a good opportunity to do that. So we'll hash that out and kind of see what we want to do moving forward.
Yeah,
I thought it was good though. I ththought the communication was really good, and there's an impact I think he makes when he's around the players. They feed off him, and I thought the communication again between the coaches and him just being right there with them and overseeing everything and getting a feel of what's happening. It was good.
Yeah, that second part makes it seem like it was a positive. I think I like it a lot. Now, you say, as Luke's did, you lose the advantage point of calling plays from up top where you can see the spacing and everything, and maybe if he's comfortable, that's where he wants to be to call plays. But this late in the season, he's probably gotten comfortable with somebody else in that booth, their eyes and the way they see things and can communicate. And with the iPad, you can sit right next to Ty Simpson and see the up-top view and diagnose it while the defense is on the field. I like having him down there, and we'll see if it's something they use, especially in this place coming up in a rivalry game at Jordan Hare.
Or, he and Nick Sheridan have worked together so long, you wonder if Sheridan goes, they just swap, right? Sheridan goes to the booth, Grubb's there. And
both were on the sidelines this week, yeah.
They were, but I wonder if Sheridan is the guy that ends up in the booth because, those two guys have worked a lot together. So that would be a natural conversation and a natural fit. I can see, though, what Luke and Bill was saying is, man, once you get used to watching a game from up top, it is a drastic change to go watch it from the sidelines. Like, and we're not inside the box like when we're on the sidelines, but I've watched, what Iron Bowl was that? Was that 2019? You and I were on the sidelines at Jordan Hare. There was the press box was so full. Shelley Poe at Auburn came to me and Dunaway.
Really, all of them.
And they were like, do you want to watch the game on the sidelines? So we're on the sidelines for the 2019 Iron Bowl. No, it's 2017, I think. Anyway, I didn't really enjoy it. It's a bad place to watch the game.
Yeah.
You really, I mean, everybody's like, oh, I'd love to be on the sidelines. You really can't
that's
see
why
anything.
you can get cheaper tickets on that first
That's
row.
right. Yeah, it's not the best place to watch a game. It is. My only point there, though, is obviously, and he's inside the box wherever the play is, but it is such a different vantage point.
Yeah, but you have the iPad you can use.
That is a difference now.
So it is the up top, the all 22, and you can see the spacing and everything, and you can sit right next to Ty Simpson. You could say, and I know you can communicate with headset, but it's a little different when you can sit there and point things out on the iPad and really get a feel on what he's comfortable doing and not comfortable doing, and maybe even talk to the offensive line and the receivers and maybe as a whole group. Interesting to see what happens there. The other storyline is the kicking that continues now. The confidence is shot. And Mick and I talked in the postgame about Connor Talty getting booed. Here's Kalen DeBoer, cut number 3, about the booing of the kicker when he missed the chippy earlier, hit the upright.
I guess, what was your message to Connor Talty? It seemed like there was kind of a visceral reaction from fans after he missed that field goal and when he came back for an extra point. What was kind of your message to him as he continued to struggle?
Yeah, I just hope I wish they'd have their back like I know our locker room has his back, and he's working hard, and he had a great week of practice. I don't think he missed one all week, and we put him all over the place. So, he's going to keep plugging away, and just want everyone to support him. I mean, he's just like every other player on our football team, giving everything he has.
Yeah, it's a confidence thing. You guys, whatever sports you've done, man, he has zero now. His confidence is zero. A golf shot, I can be playing great golf and standing over one if there's water in front of me, and I start thinking, man, don't hit it in the water. Don't hit it in the water. You know what I do? I hit it in the water.
It's in his head right now.
Yeah, he's in there. Don't miss this kick. Don't miss this kick.
Here's what I would
Boom.
say. Like if this is, if this is my team, and if I'm at home, then I'm cussing this guy, I'm screaming, whatever. But if I'm in the crowd, I am worried about how fragile he is. And moving forward, it would be really difficult to boo. I know there's probably the other side that says, hey, look, we're paying these guys now. They're on scholarship. He's got to be able to make these kicks. But his confidence is bad right now. And if you're an Alabama fan, you do not want to see him on that field Saturday outside of kicking extra points.
And he's the best kicker you got, or they wouldn't keep rolling him out there. If there was a competition, you would see somebody else getting a shot.
Oh, this is the NFL. He's cut and they're bringing somebody else in.
The thicker kicker for the Rams now. You got a thicker kicker kicking for you guys.
Yeah, Joshua Carty was not active last night, and and Mevis has not missed a kick yet.
Yeah, so I mean, you don't have that luxury in college. So this is your kicker. Natero and whoever else not getting it done enough for them to make the switch. They've switched the long snapper. They did that in the second half. Rozier's the long snapper. He did it all day on Saturday. So apparently that switch happened in the second half and continued through this game. So 45's out, 52's in snapping. The holder's apparently all whirled because he's getting them everywhere. He's been grabbing them from everywhere.
Yeah, they need him a shortstop.
So now you got to get Talty's head right. I don't know if you can do it before you go to this house of horrors.
Yeah, zero chance I kick the ball in this game. I'm full fourth down. Go for it. I do not kick.
And that's the point I made, though, to Mick. There's no coaching staff in college football more comfortable going for it on fourth and third, fourth and 5 than this coaching staff. They do it regularly, even when they've got a good kicker.
That's right. I am full tilt, Lance. I am go for it every reasonable fourth down. I'm going for it. If it's not a punt situation, we're going for it.
I said fourth and 7 or shorter. Is what I said.
I mean, the field position is obviously an issue there.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a scenario. Auburn's up 22-21, buck 13 left in the game.
Do I have timeouts?
Alabama's out of timeouts. They are a 4th and 4 on the Auburn 25-yard line. So it'd be a 42-yard kick.
I go for that 4th and 4.
I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
If they line up for that, how confident are you? Do you think Alabama fans' hearts are beating like rabbits?
Oh,
Can't even watch.
I can already see in my head.
I don't know if I can watch that.
I can see it in my head. I know how the kick's going to look. And it's not going between the two yellow picks.
Even if it's good, it ain't going to be right down the middle good. It's going to be like everybody's everybody's heart's in their throat good.
Yeah,
No.
I don't even think it's going to. I forget which game I was watching this weekend. The kicker ended up making it, but he hit the ground it may have been in the Oregon
College game?
Yeah. It was a natural turf game. I can't remember which one it was Oklahoma, I think. Oklahoma, Missouri. The Missouri kicker on the first field goal, he hit the ball if this is the ball, his foot hit the ground back here and dug a divot and then hit the ball and it barely made it over.
Well, that
was Missouri. It was Missouri. Yeah, it got tipped too.
They should have gone for it in that situation.
Yeah.
McElroy was all over that. The kicking has been shaky. They've been really good on fourth downs. They had dominated Oklahoma up until that point.
They had.
And look, it would only be a 6-0 lead, but you want to get points there, and you see what happens. And, then Satania gets hit on that crossing 3rd and 7, takes it the distance. It's just funny how Oklahoma wins games, man.
As ugly as you can win
It's
them.
like we're going to force turnovers. I need one play out of the offense. That's all I need.
Jim, I think the only scenario in which I kick is I'm completely out of timeouts and the clock is down under 5 seconds. And I don't have a reasonable shot.
5 seconds.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Game clock's down under 5 seconds, and I'm on the 30. I mean, that's the only way I'm kicking there. Now, pretty much I'm anywhere within field goal range, a reasonable field goal range.
So you've got confidence in Talty too, right?
I'm telling you, that's the only way I'm kicking.
Sarcasm.
I don't see why you threw the punter in this. Punting's great. I mean,
what do you mean?
You were talking about. I was talking about. You go for it all and all fourth downs. You're like, well, it depends on where you are. If you're back in your own end of the field, you punt it. I punt anytime.
Well,
punting's a great option.
Hey, by the way, McPherson's made 12 straight field goals.
I know looks like he's getting some of his leg strength.
So
back.
Would you guys not give?
Oh yeah,
it's not even close. Not even close.
Place kicking is Auburn.
Yeah. I mean, look. Coaching, not even close. Quarterback play, not even close, although Simpson has come back to earth.
Yeah,
but special teams,
we got
which
Brown's
could be the
Deuce Knight
difference.
that may play.
Yeah.
Lance is the one playing him. I'm not even playing him Saturday.
He's touching the football.
Yeah,
I don't know how much he's going to play.
Lance went around and asked all the parents whose kid hadn't played enough, and he's going to play him in the Iron Bowl.
You guys remember growing up in this state where both sides were always confident. It seems like when Nick Saban took this over, Auburn fans were never confident in this game. This is a very strange game where I get the sense Auburn fans are very confident about winning this game, but Alabama fans are very confident as well.
Oh, interesting. All right.
We may not get all of our spots in today. The show being brought to you, before we do the viewing menu, by our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Leslie, her board-certified team, I was by to see her back on Thursday. She's there to help you out, jumpstart that weight loss. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know how awkward of a gift this would be, but if you got somebody in your life, you want to give them a chance to get healthier and lose some weight. Maybe you're struggling from sleep apnea. Maybe your diet changed. They've got special plans for certain health issues, and they maybe prevent you from sleeping well. They can do that. Way to Wellness, a planforme.com. No cookie cutter plan. Everything's designed specifically for you. No contracts, no sign-up fees. And Leslie and her board-certified team will give you that free consultation, injection therapy, meal replacements. I got these protein bars to keep from bad snacking. It's all right there for you at planforme.com and our friends at Michelson.
205-969-8100, the number that I called more than 2 decades ago. I had the 20/200 vision. I was legally blind, didn't even know that, without the contacts or glasses. After the procedure, which only took 12 minutes for both eyes, 20/15 vision, better than 20/20. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. Make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100. Very important. Ask for Amy Toa. The next round, Cynthia. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
All right, first off, a new documentary premiering on Disney and Hulu tonight called Chris Hemsworth, A Road Trip to Remember. In his most personal documentary yet, Chris turns the camera on his own family after his dad's recent Alzheimer's diagnosis. They embark on a road trip into their past, exploring the science of social connection and how it can support memory function. They revisit meaningful places and faces, capturing it all as a home movie and reviving treasured recollections. I feel like we usually don't see, especially in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a lot of actors being very real and vulnerable. So I think that's really cool that Chris Hemsworth is showing him going through this struggle.
He seems like a pretty cool guy, too.
Yeah. Next up, ABC has a new documentary out tonight at 7 p.m. Truth and Lies, Who Killed JFK? Through a combination of archival footage, expert interviews, and eyewitness accounts, this special looks at the chaotic events of November 22nd, 1963, the subsequent investigation, and the controversy that has fueled conspiracy theories for decades. It also highlights new information that has surfaced from the most recent document release in March 2025. So I don't think it's going to reveal anything.
No, it's not, because nobody, somebody knows, but I don't know that anybody that would be doing this really truthfully knows. It's just a series of guesses and theories.
The more alarming thing is the documentary that's out. Are you about to get to this? We've got 34 government officials and high military personnel that say we've had contact with aliens and all that. That documentary dropped, I think, Friday or Saturday. Have you seen this?
I haven't seen it. I saw the documents back when those dropped.
Yeah, I saw there was
years.
another documentary a couple of years ago that was very controversial with all these government officials on record.
This is like legit, like everybody's talking about it.
That's a game changer.
Yeah,
I mean,
that one of them
it really is.
That one of them we shot down. One of them crashed. We didn't shoot it down, and the alien actually communicated with us.
I am so sorry.
Before
take Alabama,
I guess we took him out.
Take Alabama and the points.
Yeah,
very confident in the Tide. See, Deuce
Did
Knight.
you guys happen to start The Beast in Me?
I
Matthew
have
Reese
not.
and
I have
Claire
not.
Danes?
Did not.
Okay.
I did not.
I think you guys would
Does it
like
stay
it.
good?
Yeah, it's good. It's 8
Yeah.
episodes, but it a little predictable at the end, but it's good. I mean, she plays crazy as well as anyone.
The guy from The Americans and Claire Danes from Homeland.
Yep.
Interesting.
Next up, 8 p.m. on Fox. I didn't know this show existed. I was randomly thinking about it over the weekend. Celebrity Weakest Link. I used to watch Weakest Link all the time when like Game Show Network was real popular, and I didn't know that they brought in celebrities for it. But tonight they're bringing in 8 of TV's most popular ex-wives. Not sure who all that will include.
Oh, interesting.
But we'll see who's the weakest link.
That's what the big blonde hair lady used to say.
You are.
Tyler, you are the weakest link.
Yeah,
So
and then they drop.
When you say
through the
TV
floor.
moms like Skylar White from Breaking Bad, is that what we're talking about?
No, I think it's going to be more reality show sort of deal.
So the Real Housewives from every corner of our country, probably, yeah.
Which I'm not very interested in.
They scream a lot.
Over the weekend, I saw A Rental Family with Brendan Fraser, and it was better than I thought it was going to be. It's a very sort of heartfelt movie. It's funny in different places, but I would really recommend it.
Okay, well, that was kind of like
sleeper hit.
I watched Roof Man on Friday with Jack.
Yeah.
With Channing Tatum, and I didn't realize that was based on a true story. I'm sure you told us when you were. I didn't have a huge expectation for it, but it had, good areas of comedy. It's based on the true story, and it was heartfelt. And Channing Tatum's pretty good leading man in those roles.
Yeah, Roofman, like the trailer made it seem like it was going to be kind of a goofy comedy, but then like the real heart of that story is that it's a dad who feels like he's never going to be good enough for his kids.
Very sad, man.
Yeah.
But well worth the watch.
Definitely.
That's what Tyler and LT are watching tonight. The show being brought to you by our friends at New York Butcher Shop. Thanksgiving Day this week.
I doubled up this week. We had steaks Friday night. I think we had them last Tuesday and then Friday night. Just fantastic place. And trying to decide if I'm going to do one of those free-range, all-natural turkeys from Joyce Farms. You can get it fresh, smoked, or brined. You can order yours today. Or if I'm just going to pick up steaks for the family for Thanksgiving, you can't go wrong either way. And how about some of these chef-prepared side dishes? The cornbread dressing, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, sweet potato casserole, giblet gravy, and homemade cranberry sauce. Desserts like the pecan pie, apple cobbler, pumpkin pie, peach cobbler. Don't wait until the last minute. Call. Get your dinner celebration planned out today. Call Jim and the great staff. Tell them the next round sent you. Cabo Heights location, the original 205-970-7300. Greystone 205-703-8825. Rare quality, well-done service. It's our friends at the New York Butcher Shop.
Hey, you college or high school football fans, after giving it your all on the field or cheering your heart out in the stands, treat yourself to something tasty at Culver's. From juicy butter burgers to creamy, fresh frozen custard, crispy crinkle-cut fries, gooey golden cheese curds, something for everyone in your crew to enjoy. Win or lose, Culver's is the perfect place to celebrate the sweetest memories you'll make all season long. So stop by the Culver's in Birmingham. You can find them in Stadium Trace or Tattersall Park and make this game day a delicious one. Culver's, welcome to delicious. Germie Bernard is next.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shinara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shinara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them The Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Germie Bernard gets ready to join us. We're about to talk about the Iron Bowl. We can finally talk about it because it is the next game. And Bama fans, it's time to enjoy the refreshing taste of Coke Zero Sugar because fan work is thirsty work. And I'm about to go. Give me a Form Energy. While you bring in Germie, can I go get one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
You know where they are in the side fridge of the alternate fridge. Form Energy and Innisfree Irish Pub bring us Germie Bernard. We're all about to have a Form Energy. Form Energy is great for your memory. It's great for your energy. It's great for your awareness. Sustained energy, focus. They go the extra mile when you have Form Energy. 4 highly tested flavors: Screamin' Freedom, Rocket Pop inspired, which is Screamin' Freedom, Grape, which I just opened, Blue Blitz, Orange Fury. Dunaway's got the Orange Fury. We're all drinking Forum Energy. Also, Innisfree Irish Pub brings you Germ. What is up, Germ? How are you, buddy?
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Doing awesome. Thanks a lot. We greatly appreciate you joining us on Iron Bowl week. It is a rivalry that means a lot around here. I don't know that, last year's game was a bit one-sided. Did you get a feel from last year's game, though, about how important this is to the fans that cheer you on?
Yeah, like when I first got here to Alabama, like that was like one of the first things that people were talking. They were talking about the Iron Bowl and the Tennessee game and whatnot. So I kind of knew how important it was, you know what I'm saying, before I even played a single game lined up in the Alabama uniform.
So how does it compare to the Apple Cup? Or should I say, how does the Apple Cup compare to the Iron Bowl? Because you played, people might forget this, and I think it was a Friday night game, and you helped me remind me on this, but you guys had a crazy fourth down against Washington State, and if you guys don't convert late, and I think the conditions were bad, then you ultimately don't get to a college football playoff, and you don't play for a national championship. So, I mean, for whatever the crowd was like, that was a hell of a game.
For sure. I would say, like, man, like, I don't know, because we were playing for something, like, much more bigger when we were at Washington, you know what I'm saying? And, like last year, like, we weren't, like, really, like, I don't know, we weren't really playing for something, if that makes sense. And so, like, I would say, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but
well, let me ask you. So last year, did you guys going into that game, you didn't think that you had an opportunity to still get to a college football playoff with a win?
Well, nah, because we knew that, like, what was gonna make or break that was the Oklahoma game, and we lost that game. So, like, we kind of already knew that we weren't gonna get in. Like, our chances were low, but it still didn't have an effect on how we approached the game. Like, we obviously approached the game, you know what I'm saying, to go out there and dominate and whatnot. And I mean, that's what we did. And, like, I ain't gonna lie, from my opinion, like, it's hard to say, like, which one was better, because, like, they were both really good games. You know what I mean? So it was tough, and also, like, when I was at Washington, it was a closer game. So, like, the crowd was more into it, if that makes sense.
First off, how are you health-wise? You feeling good? You good to go this week? Can you tell us you're 100% in the game? You're good, ready to go?
Yeah, I'm be ready to go, man. I was just a little banged up and whatnot, and I needed that time to rest, and, you know what I'm saying, get my body right for, you know, this game coming up. It's a big game, and also for the playoffs.
The second thing I wanted to ask you, Ryan, and I know you weren't playing, but having Coach Grubb on the sidelines, the OC down there with you, Coach DeBoer said you guys will make a decision about that as the week progresses. Give me a benefit to having Coach Grubb down there, you think, for the offense, even if it was for one game. What was it like having him on the sidelines? And do you see a way that sort of helps the offense, having him there?
I think it was a cool thing he did, but like he said, it was more so for him. Like, so I mean, like, we're still going about our process, you know what I'm saying, regularly. So I mean, I don't think it really is gonna change much for us. It's definitely gonna help him a lot. I mean, he still has his guys in the box, but him being down on the field, he's able to see, like, the defense in real time. You might get, like, a different look when you're up top. Like, you get to see everything, but it's a different POV when you're down there on the field.
You have never played at Jordan Hare Stadium, and Iron Bowls at Bryant-Denny historically have been Alabama blowouts by and large. Iron Bowls at Jordan Hare have gone both ways, but they're almost always crazy. Almost always something crazy happens. First of all, how much have you studied that history, if at all? And secondly, how many people, just random fans, have come up to you and said, man, those Iron Bowls at Jordan Hare, they're crazy. I mean, how much have you been warned about the type of environment you're about to play in?
I mean, I keep hearing, like, that a lot of people be like, that stadium's cursed, man. Like, something's up with that stadium or whatnot. And, like, it's cool because, like, first of all, it's my first time experience playing there, and it's some of the other guys the first time as well. And so, like, just hearing all the stories and seeing all, like, the highlights of the games that they played there, like, it's obviously a great atmosphere, and, you know, a place that a lot of people want to play. But who says we can't change that? You know what I mean? Who says we can't go out there and you know what I'm saying, blow them out how we did last year? Not saying like they're a bad team, like they're a great team, but like Coach always says, like we don't have to make the games close. And so, like, that's just kind of like our approach into the game. Like, we don't have to make this game close if we don't need it to be. You know, obviously they gonna play us hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they have a great squad and they gonna be ready to play.
Part of the mystique of Jordan Hare is some of the kicking situations that have happened. I mean, well documented 2013, the kick six. But speaking of kicking, your kicker, Connor Talty, got booed this past weekend in front of his home fans. It's been a struggle. I mean, let's call it what it is. He's missed 7 kicks this year. He's missed kicks in the last 2 games. And I know kickers are kind of a weird species where you guys kind of stay away from them for the most part. But is this a situation where you kind of love on Connor a little bit and say, hey, look, man, we got your back?
For sure. Like, no, at the end of the day, like that's still like, you know what I'm saying, our brother, our teammate, like regardless of, you know, what he's going through, you know, we're still gonna be there for him. And so like even how like the coach always says, like praise and blame is always the same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying, when he's making field goals, they're gonna praise him. When he's missing, they're gonna blame him. But like he needs his brothers behind him, and he knows that we're behind him 100%. So like that's really all that matters. We can't worry about what the fans are doing and what they're saying, because it doesn't really matter to us at the end of the day. Everything stays within, you know, our locker room, within our facility, and that's all the people that matter. And you know, it just sucks for, you know, the fans to do that. Like that was just really like classless. If that like it just, they shouldn't be doing that, man. Regardless if, you know what I'm saying, he's making field goals or he's not.
Power of prayer. I mean, it's okay for you to say a prayer for him if he runs out there this week, right? You're already praying for him, I bet, right?
No, for sure, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you never know what somebody's going through, you know?
Yep.
And so, like, you know, I feel for him, man. And I know, I see how hard he works. He works hard. And, you know, obviously he doesn't want to go out there and miss field goals. And, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Like, it's part of the game. People go through it.
As you get ready to play this defense at Auburn, there's a lot of similarities to what they try to do in their front seven as to what Oklahoma did. As you throw in the tape and you start to look at Auburn and the scouts, you were talking about the talent on their defensive side of the team in your previous comment. Do you see a lot of some of these other teams you played in the SEC and that it's Auburn defense, that despite their record that's an elite defense?
No, for sure, man. Like they give a lot of crazy looks, and I mean they're gonna have a great game plan for us. And on top of that, they have a lot of great players and whatnot. But it's all gonna come down to the execution that we do. We know that we have all the right guys in the right places to make the plays, and it's just gonna come down to executing better. And you know, the team that execute better is gonna win.
Germie Bernard joins us each week, courtesy of Form Energy, and also our friends at Innisfree Irish Pub.
It's an Alabama tradition, Tuscaloosa's game day sports bar, Tuscaloosa's best time. Everybody needs to head to the Free, located right there north of the Strip. But stop in. It's 5,000 square feet of Irish food, drink, music, and a whole lot of atmosphere right there north of the Strip in downtown Tuscaloosa. Also a location in Lakeview. It's the Innisfree Irish Pub.
We've talked a lot of Iron Bowl here with you, Jeremy, but we have not hit the obvious, most important thing to ask you about, so we'll do that now. What is an ideal Thanksgiving plate for Germie Bernard? Give me the ideal plate for Thanksgiving on Thursday.
All right. We got some. So my favorite is candied yams. So we're gonna have some candied yams. We'll have some stuffing with the cranberry sauce. My family usually makes ham and turkey, so I'll have like both of those. And then definitely some mac and cheese. Yeah, gotta have the mac and cheese for sure. And then, you know, I like sweet potato pie, so sweet potato pie is fire. I'll have some of that, and like that's it for me.
Yeah, that's perfect. I thought that was perfect.
Yeah, that's very good.
That was really, really good. I mean, I call it dressing.
Yeah,
you call it stuffing. I like the dressing. I don't like the stuffing.
Yeah. The cranberry sauce, though, do you like it? See, I'm one of those. I love cranberry just once a year, really, and I like it out of the can. And I even like it showing the can shape still. Do you do the homemade cranberry, or you like the can?
I like the can. I like the can.
Yeah.
That's what I've been eating. Like my dad, he gets it out of the can, so it's cool though. It's still fire.
Have
See,
you?
I love that sweet potato pie too.
Yeah.
I never eat it any other time, but Thanksgiving. That's
but if
good.
you had sweet potato casserole,
Have I?
yeah, have you? Have you tried that? If you like sweet potato pie,
I actually have. I have tried it.
okay, so you don't like it as much. Okay, that's fine because that's my favorite thing on Thanksgiving: sweet potato casserole.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just a difference. There's a difference in
That's
it,
fine.
for sure.
That's fine. It's America. You can be wrong. Well, listen, have a very happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy that time with teammates and whatever family you might have around you. And we'll talk about the Iron Bowl Monday. We
Hey,
appreciate the time.
We're thankful for you being with us this year, man. Very thankful. You've been really nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys. I'm thankful for you guys. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and God bless you guys.
Yeah, you too, buddy. Thanks a lot. We'll see you Monday.
Yes, sir.
All right, that is Germie Bernard, the Alabama wide receiver, with us each week, courtesy of Innisfree Irish Pub and Forum.
Again, Tuscaloosa's best time, the Innisfree Irish Pub, 5,000 square feet of the Irish food, drink, music, ton of atmosphere. Get in, see Nick, Derek, Tripp, all the guys there at the Innisfree Irish Pub. And don't forget, also a location right here in Lakeview. Big popular night is Wednesday, the night before Thanksgiving.
Forum Energy delivers the best-in-class taste using high-quality ingredients at targeted levels derived from green tea extract. That's a natural source of caffeine, and that's what this is derived from. Zero sugar and great flavors. You can get Forum Energy at your energy drink retailers or see more online, forumenergy.com. That's P-H-O-R-M, forumenergy.com.
Emotional moment. Scott, if you can give me that moment at Auburn, Jordan Hare Stadium. This will be our tender moment of the day. Brownie, you'll tell us about Bojangles in a second. But after the shooting in the offseason, back on the field this weekend, Battie going through the ceremony's pregame emotional hug with DJ Durkin, standing ovation from the Auburn folks who were there early in the stands as he continues to battle back from what at one moment some thought were life-ending gunshot wounds, but he has battled back and was able to walk out in front of the Auburn family in an emotional scene during the senior day ceremonies this past week and had people zoomed in. Lost his brother in that shooting. Just an emotional time for the family there, but it was just such a great scene down at Jordan Hare Stadium this past week.
Yeah, glad to see him back. It is unfortunate to see a guy that was once a SEC level athlete, unfortunately because of just senseless violence. I just. Man, that is so sad.
Yeah, I mean, you see that great moment, and then, we all got the news on the UAB situation, which I just, you talk about senseless violence. Like, I just don't understand. Like, that's something you've never seen before.
I know. And
the stabbing of two teammates at a morning breakfast.
Yeah, just a terrible situation there. A terrible situation in Bryant Battie's life. Thankfully, his life was spared, and he can go on and, find some purpose there in life. Yeah. So tough, but that was good video to see there. It's glad to see him. I'd kind of lost track of that story, so glad to see him in the video there. That is a tender moment presented by Bojangles. Bojangles is the place you can go for your holiday catering, your holiday party catering. How about Bojangles for that? The great fried chicken, the chicken tenders, the hand-breaded chicken tenders, or the Bo Bites. Those bite-sized chicken tenders. You can get all those right there at Bojangles for your holiday party. The great sides to go with it, with the biscuit, the peach honey pepper dipping sauce, all of that right there at Bojangles. Whether it is your holiday party, your tailgate party at a high school game or the Iron Bowl this weekend, or your watch parties, let Bojangles cater it for you. Also breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Always at Bojangles, where you can always make it bow time.
Let's get to our four downs today, brought to you by our wonderful friends at Woodhouse Day Spa. LT, tell us about Woodhouse, and then we'll jump into four downs.
It is the gift of relaxation and very, very easy to give. All you got to do is you can stop by. They're located conveniently at the Summit Shopping Center's beautiful location up there. Go see Stuart and his great staff. Make sure you tell them the guys from the Next Round sent you, or you can just sit back. You can order online. They will have that gift card delivered wherever you want it. And let the significant other choose from a menu of over 70 options, including the nail services, skincare, waxing, body treatments, massages. Woodhouse Day Spa, voted America's best day spa since 2009. Again, order that special person gift online 24/7 at birmingham.woodhousespas.com.
First down.
Oh, let's see here. Better chance of getting into the college football playoff, Miami or SMU?
SMU. Because they have a clear path to get to the game. I mean, the Miami-Notre Dame thing is going to hang around this committee, and it's hard to imagine them putting both in.
Well, Notre Dame's well aware of the situation now. I mean, they're going out and scoring 70 on Syracuse. So Notre Dame's like, if it's going to be debated, we're going to make them ignore a team putting up 70 points.
I talked about this on Lance's Lock show I do on Saturday morning. Like, I wanted to lay the points. The number just continues to grow with Notre Dame. They got it to like 37.5. And I said, basically, that's an entire half of football, unless you're given points. Like, you guys probably saw it. Before the offense even took a snap, they were up 21-0.
Yeah.
2 pick sixes and a block punt for a touchdown.
That's impossible.
Yeah, so it's
to
like
do.
I agree. I think Marcus Freeman probably does get some style points, but I mean, they were gift wrapped 21.
So SMU win and they're in. That's your understanding on the ACC, right?
If they win, they're in the ACC championship
and for
game.
those that don't know, they are at Cal, who just fired their coach with 1 game left to play.
Yeah.
So they're going to be facing interim coach on the road at Cal, SMU is.
And Virginia's in if they win.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to see Cal beating SMU, but this is the ACC.
Cal beat Louisville on the road.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. It also got destroyed by Stanford on the road.
I mean, how awesome would this be if SMU loses, Virginia loses, Miami loses?
I mean,
then I guess Pittsburgh's got a shot.
Yeah,
Miami's got Pitt. Yep.
Yeah, which is
at Pitt in weather.
Yeah.
A healthy favorite, though. I was surprised it came out as high as it did.
I'm sorry to keep asking you ACC questions. Do all those losses bring Georgia Tech back in, or
Georgia Tech still has a path? The Duke still has a wild scenario. It would take complete chaos for Duke to get there.
I watched a lot of that fourth quarter of Duke, North Carolina. It was a fairly entertaining game. I don't know how much of that y'all saw.
Great fake field goal.
Fantastic fake field goal. I will say better chance SMU.
Yeah, SMU is the cleaner one.
Yeah.
Miami, obviously the perceived better talented ACC team that could get an at-large bid. Just not enough spots.
Second down.
Which fringe team do you trust more of getting a win as a live dog to possibly lock in a playoff spot? Michigan over Ohio State or Vandy over Tennessee?
Well, I just don't think a win gets Vandy in the playoffs, but I would like them winning the game more against Tennessee than I will Michigan beating Ohio State, even in spite of the streak that Michigan is on in that game, if that makes sense.
With the banged-up running back room at Michigan, there's just not a path for me that they can beat Ohio State. Vandy can beat Tennessee. I don't know what it means for them afterwards, but Vandy can beat Tennessee. With Justin Haynes out, with Marshall, banged up and questionable, Bryce Underwood is getting better, but still not good enough. I mean, there are 4 first-round draft picks on the Ohio State defense.
Yeah.
4 guys in the first round on their defense, and at every level. You got a defensive tackle, you got an edge rusher, you got a linebacker, and you got a safety. They're everywhere.
You ready for another hyperbolic statement early on a Monday?
Yes.
God, yes.
This is the biggest game in Vanderbilt football history.
I would agree with Lance on that one. I don't know how much hyperbole that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they played a lot of football, not a lot of good football.
They're playing for a New Year's Six bowl here. That's what they're playing for.
I think they're playing for a playoff spot.
There's no chance.
Don't we
you
just
keep saying that?
How do you say there's no chance? There's teams that are going to lose this weekend.
Don't we just play playoff games on New Year's Six now? They're playing for a really good bowl game.
So they like
all of our bowl games are in the playoffs now. All the good ones.
Okay.
I mean, right now, currently Vanderbilt's 14?
Yeah.
But you say they're playing for a playoff spot.
They're staying in the conversation.
They're staying in the conversation.
But here's a real thing.
Spot.
If they win this game, Diego Pavia secures a spot in New York for the Heisman. Probably secures SEC Player of the Year if they win this game.
Well, I think all you've got to do realistically is have...
This is for Vandy to make the playoffs.
Yeah, one of these 3 teams lose. Oklahoma, Alabama, or Ole Miss. And they've all got difficult games. Yeah. I mean, not so much Oklahoma, but that's still a losable game to LSU. But if one of those 3 loses, I think all 3 of those teams are done.
Ole Miss doesn't fall out.
I don't think with a loss and Lane Kiffin leaving, Jim, they might. That would be the
they don't have any wins. Like, Vanderbilt's resume will be so much better than Ole Miss's. So much better. And by the way, Ole Miss ain't got a brand.
Vandy's best win is what? It's not better than Ole Miss's best win, which is at Oklahoma.
No, but I'm just talking about the overall.
They have no good wins. Vandy has 0 good wins.
Well, I mean, they did up until the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, LSU was a good win. Missouri was a good win.
No good wins. In fact, you may see Vandy drop in the rankings this week. Top 14 teams did not lose. But top 14 in the college football playoff.
Are you not
won.
a guy that, and correct me if I'm wrong, have you not always said it's the team when you play them?
Oh, it is.
Okay.
It is.
Well, South Carolina was number 11.
But I'm not sure that's how the committee approaches it.
No, but for me it is. I mean, Penn State's a different team when Oregon beat them than they ended up being. They've gotten good again. Florida State's a different team when Alabama played them than they are now. Miami's a different team when Notre Dame played them.
Oh, I brought this scenario up, and I don't know if you guys would agree with it. The Florida State game really doesn't matter anymore. If Alabama would have beaten Florida State and they still lose to Auburn, losing 2 of their last 3, I think there's a shot they were out anyway. Is that fair?
It's fair for you to say that, yes. Alabama, if they had not lost to Florida State, would have been number 2 in the country when they lost to Oklahoma, and probably would be sitting right now around 6 or 7.
6 or 7.
But again, lose to an interim coach.
Yeah, 2 losses in November would hurt you.
Yeah.
I mean, it would certainly put Alabama.
So I'm just
on the
saying,
borderline.
that loss isn't what the loss was before.
Yeah, the problem for Vandy, just real quick to put a bow on this, is if Miami wins, this will be the committee's opportunity to get this whole Miami thing off their back and move them up in rather than Vandy. So I don't think they're, without complete chaos, I don't think there's a path for Vandy.
I don't either.
Third down.
See, back to this. I think this is really interesting. If both Oregon and Ole Miss lose this week, who has a better chance of being left out of the college football playoff with 2 losses? Oregon doesn't have any quality wins.
Oregon's got a better chance, yes.
No, it doesn't matter. That would only leave us with 2 Big Ten teams, and that's not happening. It's not happening. Oregon is in regardless of what happens this weekend.
I don't know if I agree with that.
You cannot. You're not going to play this tournament with less than 3 SEC and less than 3 Big Ten teams.
Yeah, but at that point, if Oregon loses and you get a Vanderbilt win,
follow the money. You're not going to do it.
Yeah,
there will be 3 Big Ten teams.
Ole Miss's path out of this is losing to State and Lane Kiffin bolting. I mean, I really do think that puts Ole Miss out of this. Now, them just losing to State and Kiffin staying, I think they're fine.
Okay, I think Oregon's defense is completely legitimate. That was the difference in the game, forcing a couple of turnovers, their ability to run the football. This Oregon offense, something's missing. Dante Moore is good enough to win a game here or there, but if they lose to Washington, which I don't think they will, but if they do, their resume is awful.
Yeah, it is, except for the patch on their jerseys, a Big Ten team. And I would say the same thing if we only had 3 SEC teams in there. Oregon, do you think Oregon jumps up over Ole Miss like they did in the AP poll and the college football playoff rankings?
Well, I mean, they're only 1 behind them. Ole Miss did not play Oregon. Yeah, probably so, because they'll say, well, Oregon beat that was a team that was in our top 25. Ole Miss didn't play.
So now you're going to have Oregon number 5 in the country?
But if Miami's going to have a better resume than Oregon, if Miami wins and Oregon loses.
Yeah, but Miami's too far back now.
Yeah, and not in the Big Ten.
Well, you say that, but they're
13.
Texas dropped 7 spots with a loss. If Oregon loses to unranked Washington, how far can you drop?
But tell me, do you believe, though, that...
Oh, I think it's all... a lot of this is fixed with money, and that's what... I've taught Alabama fans that are, oh, man, I just don't know about the officiating with Auburn this weekend. And I'm like, if anybody gets the benefit of the call, it'll be Alabama. The SEC, it does nothing for Auburn to win this game.
Yeah, I don't believe in fixed games or anything like that, but...
Well, they happen.
Yeah.
Fourth down.
With a win Saturday, who has a better guarantee of getting in, Notre Dame or Alabama?
With a win Saturday?
Yeah, I think it's probably both, but...
Yeah.
I think both, if they win, will be in, but I think an Alabama win will send them... It depends on who you listen to. I am told the SEC will have clarification on this today for the fans. So when the SEC says it, that's when I'll take it to the bank, because I have seen people say... all Alabama has to do is win, and they're in Atlanta.
Right.
I have seen people say if Alabama wins, they're the heavy favorite to go to Atlanta, but there are a couple of outcomes that could still keep them out.
Last week, the SEC office says we won't be able to tell until all the games are done, because it gets down on certain scenarios to, what Kentucky and Arkansas and Vandy's final records are.
That's right.
It's unfair for me to put Vandy in that list.
No, but 10-2,
Kentucky, Arkansas, and South Carolina.
Yeah.
And Alabama goes to the SEC and loses. I know we've been told.
Does not matter. That's not even a discussion right there. Okay. Alabama's easy in.
Yeah.
Easy in. If you're in Atlanta, you're not getting left out.
They shouldn't be.
No, they'll.
But this committee contradicts themselves all of the time.
Yeah, but this committee works for the SEC and the Big Ten. The same thing Jim just said. If Alabama is in Atlanta, Alabama is in the – they've even already said it. They've even already said we only view playing in the
conference
championship game as a good thing.
A plus.
Yeah, but if you're Alabama, would you rather beat Auburn and sit at home at 10-2?
Sure. I mean, I don't think you would complain about that, no.
As long as you're in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I don't think them going to Atlanta is going to –
But you still do have an opportunity to get a first-round bye if you win the SEC.
That's absolutely right, yes.
Yes.
There is benefit to playing or a home playoff game. I mean, right now Alabama's playing on the road in the playoffs if they're in. But you could get a home playoff game for sure.
That is our 4 downs today. Show being brought to you by some great folks, including LancesLock.com. Another winning night last night. LancesLock.com brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill.
Yeah, I'm watching the game that cost us yesterday. We had the Rams were our big play, 7-star yesterday, but we had the over in the Bengals Patriots. I don't know if you guys watched any of this, but first possession, second half for the Patriots, they have a 1st and goal at the 5. They get down to the 1 on second goal. They're held on 4th down, but there's a pass interference. 4 more downs from the 1. They can't get in. 9 plays inside of the 5. Couldn't get in. Ended up losing that total by 4. We split in the NFL yesterday. We are 2-1 in the NFL this week. We were 5-2 on Saturday. We've been killing college football Saturdays. We do have a play. Tonight's Monday night action. Who would have thought Carolina, San Francisco would be an appealing game just a month ago, but it's got a lot of playoff implications. We do have a side on that. So jump on board, win with us at LancesLock.com. Free play every single day. It is always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, or cooling issues, or home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Hey, listen, when it came time to redo the master bath in the Brown house, my wife scoured the internet looking for the right person for the job. Brad Bell was the name that inevitably kept coming back to her. So we had Brad come out and look at our job. We gave him our vision. And he said, all right, that's the vision we're using. He didn't try to sell us on some vision, try to sell us on one of these one-day deals. He's like, let's do this the right way and give you the master bath you want. He specializes in master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. That is his specialty. And he can do the same thing for you. Just give him a call, 205-422-1758, 205-422-1758, or visit him online, alabamabathremodels.com, alabamabathremodels.com. We have sent so many of you to Brad Bell, and we keep getting the feedback of how thrilled you are with his work. So if you're thinking about that coming up in 2026, let Brad be your guy. alabamabathremodels.com or 205-422-1758.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Germie Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Thanksgiving is here, and let the New York Butcher Shop be the place to get all of your holiday meal items. Their premium turkeys are fresh, free-range, and hormone-free. The New York Butcher Shop also has a wide selection of chef-prepared side items to help save you time in the kitchen. Pick up a bottle of wine, and your meal will be complete. Turkeys are selling fast, so place your order today. 2 locations to serve you, in Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me.
From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Think about the best summer nights of your life. How many of those were in a great t-shirt? Visit nextround.store to get the perfect t-shirt for the next perfect southern night. Nextround.store. The memories are waiting.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Great basketball all day before we get back to football, including Auburn and Oregon tonight, 7 o'clock True TV as the Eras start off in Las Vegas. Auburn a 4.5-point favorite in that one. Big 7-footer Nate Biddle, the big guy for the Ducks, 18-9 kind of guy, but Auburn a better team than Oregon. 4-1 Auburn, only lost to number 1 Houston, and 4-0 Oregon. 4.5-point Auburn favor, 7 o'clock True TV. They play Michigan tomorrow. Alabama takes on Gonzaga today. Bama, a 3.5-point underdog in that one. 8:30 TNT. They play UNLV tomorrow. Oklahoma, Creighton, Arizona State, the best Gonzaga wins. They haven't quite have the quality wins Alabama does, but perception in Vegas, by the games in Vegas, 3.5-point dogs for Bama. Yeah. Both those games tonight, both entertaining contests.
But, it was the only ranked team you mentioned, Creighton. They beat them by 27.
Yeah, I watched that game from start to finish. It was a beatdown.
Yeah, and Graham Ike is really, really good for Gonzaga. And obviously what Mark Few's done with this program, don't even have to say it. But the last time you saw them out, I don't care who it was against, they won by 72 last Monday. So this will be a hell of a game tonight. But I think if you're an Alabama fan, win or lose, I think you got to be happy with these 4 games that we talked about. 2-2. A win tonight, 3-1 through that gauntlet. That is amazing.
Yeah. Ike Graham's their big player. Should be a lot of fun tonight. Those two will react to him tomorrow out in Vegas, but they'll turn around and play again the next day tomorrow. And then depending on how the bracket I haven't figured out yet, then there's a semifinals and finals later in the week. So a lot of teams, 18 teams out at the Eras. It goes to 32 teams next year.
It's crazy, man.
Everybody wants to go to Vegas. Yeah. And the Maui Invitational started yesterday or whatever. Not the same quality teams that are out in Maui, where Auburn won it last year. Just a different looking group out in Maui.
They used to be like Duke, Kansas, Kentucky. They used to have it looked like the Elite Eight playing the Maui.
The Alaskan Shootout in Anchorage was great.
Yeah.
What is the money going to go up to if they expand the field? Do you know?
I think it just keeps going up.
I don't
know how they keep doing it, but it's more millions being handed out in Las Vegas. It's a tournament everybody wants to be in. All right, back to college football, back to the Iron Bowl right after LT tells you about our friends at Gray's Tree Service. Man, they'll take care of some dead wood like they did at LT's house. Four Pines back in the day that were just standing up there waiting to be blown over in a storm like we're going to get overnight tonight into tomorrow. If you got some dead trees out there, it's dangerous. Stop rolling the dice. Call our friends at Gray's Tree Service.
Yeah, you mentioned last week, hey, man, they'll probably cut down a pine for you for Christmas. My man John Mark said, hey, for the right price, I'll cut down whatever for anybody. Founded 30 years ago, family-owned, community-based, over 80 employees, 24/7 on the emergency storm services, free estimates on all of their services, from the removal, the trimming, the health. You care for your lawn, care for your trees as well. Trusted by nearly every golf course in town and the Birmingham Zoo. There's no competition. Call the guys today. Tell them the next round sent you. 205-255-1239. You can scan that QR code that Scotty's thrown up there, or just visit graystree.com.
Hey, it's official now. Forrester just pointing out to me that Division II, I believe, Eastern New Mexico University has made Art Briles their head coach. This was rumored over the weekend to happening, and it's now an official deal. Art Briles is back in college coaching, 69 years old, I believe.
Yeah, about to be 70. So I don't think this is by any means a path for him to get back to major college coaching. He's just too old.
Eastern New Mexico University head football coach.
So if he was like 49 with the baggage, it would almost be worth, if you're a program and you've got your eyes on him, then you pay Eastern
to hire him.
Yeah, to hire him. you pay him a couple of $1 million, hire him for a year or two, because they're going to take all the heat.
That's right.
And then after everything settles down, you go grab him.
That's a great thought. I had not thought of that angle of it, but at 70, I just don't see why you would do that.
Okay, so that's Eastern New Mexico, whatever, in D2. Iron Bowl's on everybody's minds here locally, including DJ Durkin, interim coach at Auburn, a guy who some still believe has a chance to be the head coach. Here's he talking about leading the team as the interim head coach into the Iron Bowl.
With the performance that you guys put on today, how much confidence does that give you going into the Iron Bowl next week?
Yeah, I mean, we're very confident. It's like any other game. You come out of the game, you got to evaluate what you did well, what you didn't do well, not just based on results. It's based on how things went each play. So there'll be plenty of stuff to clean up and correct on all three phases. But yeah, we have a confident team in there and ready to go.
The opportunity next week to play Alabama in the Iron Bowl in this stadium. Just how much are you looking forward to doing that as the head coach of this team?
Yeah, it's one of the greatest rivalries in college football, and it certainly means a lot to a lot of people around here, and including myself and our team. And so I think credit to our guys it was really a task and a struggle to say, okay, we're going to focus on this game, and I thought they did a great job of that. Now, obviously, this game is over, and our full focus goes to that.
I mean, I think there's in a win. Look, if John Summerall says yes to you, you're still going to take John Summerall. I don't care if DJ Durkin wins this game by 40.
Yeah, I would agree.
If you get a yes out of John Summerall. But, Jim, I do think if you win this game, and a lot of signs are pointing towards John Summerall to Auburn now. I get that. But Lane Kiffin also hasn't left Ole Miss yet. So there are still some dominoes to fall. And John Summerall, incidentally, is playing a game. They beat Temple over the weekend. They are playing Charlotte, and I think they're like 4 touchdown favorites. He's in his conference championship game with a win there. So there is going to still be some time before John Summerall takes any job. But in the event Lane does leave Ole Miss and take the LSU job, I think Summerall is the number one candidate at both Ole Miss and Florida. So now all of a sudden, if you're Auburn, you're fighting 3 other teams for him, which doesn't mean you won't win the fight, but I don't know that it's also automatic at that point.
Well, and let's not forget, if Lane Kiffin doesn't take LSU's got to hire a coach. So does Summerall become a player in that?
Yeah, maybe so. So I think there is a path for DJ Durkin here. Almost every Auburn fan I talk to now is like, if we can't get Summerall, let's name this guy. And I don't know if you guys are experiencing the same, but almost everyone I talk to, it's like, if Summerall doesn't say yes, I am fine with DJ Durkin. Let's just do it and move on.
As far as the Alabama-Auburn game itself, though, on the Alabama side, if we can get cut number 5, Tyler, Alabama's the pass-run ratio has been talked about a lot. Alabama, on average, 186 more passing yards than rushing yards a game. In 2020, when they won the national championship, Alabama, the pass-run differential was 174 yards more passing than running. So it's not like you can't win it all with a more dominant passing game than a run game. The difference is that the run game hasn't been as good as the run game was in 2020. But still, 174 more passing yards per game. on average in 2020 than rushing yards. There was a time that Alabama was pretty 50-50 in this. In 2011, passing yards and rushing yards on the season, even. 0.7 yards difference between. I mean, that's pretty 50-50.
That's pretty 50-50.
McElwain, right, calling plays in for A.J. McCarron?
Yes. You had not. I think Nussmeier took over in 12, if I'm not mistaken.
12, a little bit more pass happy.
Yeah.
9.5 yards more passing yards. And now we're at 186 more passing than rushing yards. And Ty Simpson has, Luke said South Carolina sort of defended him a different way, and everyone started to copy that a little bit more.
By the way, how skewed are those numbers with 269 against Eastern Illinois?
Yeah, I mean, that skews it even more.
Skews it a little bit more, yeah. That's fake numbers. I'm not even sure the committee will consider those numbers.
6 rushing touchdowns.
But back to the point here is the slipping of accuracy for Ty Simpson because the defensive picture has changed for him since South Carolina. Coming out of that bye week, his passer rating is down against LSU, down against Oklahoma. Couple more interceptions, one of them a Hail Mary this week. Here's Kalen DeBoer on the message he is sending his all-everything quarterback going into the rivalry week.
What did you see from Ty today, and what was your message to him after those 2 picks?
Well, yeah, I mean, the last one, he has to throw it in the end zone at the end of the half. In fact, I told him, I'm glad you threw it in the end zone because that means the stats don't matter, right? Because that would be one where a lot of quarterbacks would have just checked it down and, you're up 28-0, I think it was at the time, and they don't want that. I appreciate that about Ty. That's going to do no good. Your goal is to try to score. And so, he had a good week of practice and probably forced the one in there. I'll have to see the film a little bit. I haven't checked that play, but probably forced that one in there. I think sometimes that happens in these games is you try to force the ball down the field. He didn't get as many opportunities. Probably knew it was going to be a shortened game, but you got to be disciplined. And, I really feel like he'll do that moving forward just like he has all season.
Yeah, got to be disciplined, protect the ball. That is the key. One thing to keep an eye on. In a boot on the sidelines, oftentimes that's protective, was Josh Cuevas. We'll get an update hopefully in just a few minutes on his status for this Iron Bowl coming up. He has become, it's like your kid in the binky. Josh Cuevas is Ty Simpson's binky, man. You need him in this game. He is the ultimate security blanket.
Well, you heard Germ just 45 minutes ago talking about that, he needed last weekend off to get his body healthy. So, he's not 100%. And if Cuevas, is limping around out there, I agree with you. I mean, he really is.
Foot injury in practice earlier in the week.
Yeah, the security blanket for a guy that, the fact of the matter, the last 3 games, LSU, Oklahoma, and Eastern Illinois, Ty's got 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Yeah, now, listen, they'll say 2 interceptions against Eastern Illinois is very, very misleading. The second one, is Kalen DeBoer just said, came on a Hail Mary at the end of the half. That's not an interception. The first one, he didn't see a dropping linebacker in coverage.
But it's obvious he's not playing at the level he was playing in September, October.
Nope, he is not. I don't think anybody's going to argue he is. There are a lot of factors for that. I think defenses have been able to pressure him more. Oklahoma did that with success. I think Auburn will have some success doing it. But ultimately, Jimmy just doesn't have a run game to lean on. And it's all Ty Simpson right now. And look, I know they ran it well against Eastern Illinois. I'm like you, those are meaningless yards. I don't think they have fixed anything. Do they have marginally more confidence in their running game going in? Maybe so. But, you get stuffed the first few runs. I do think Daniel Hill, the one thing I'll say about him in the run game, and I know you think Lance more A.K. Deere, the more Daniel Hill you've seen, and this is not insignificant for Alabama's run game as bad as it's been, Daniel Hill on almost every run at least falls forward. And that could be the difference in 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 4 by the end of a possession.
Yeah, and I'm with you. Like you're more secure, trustworthy guy as Daniel Hill. It's not a lot of flash. I'm just saying, with the explosiveness of A.K. Deere, I think he should get some touches here and there if you can trust him not to lay it on the ground.
But that's how bad Alabama's run game is, Jim, is I think you need to factor in the fact that Daniel Hill at least falls forward. And that's a yard or 2 on just about every run. So, that's the thing that would help Ty Simpson the most.
The conversation with Joel Klatt coming up at the top of the hour. Show being brought to you by our friends at CPAP Plus. Sleep Home Alabama as you get ready for The holidays coming up, CPAP Plus, a great place to check out if you're struggling or someone in your house is struggling with sleep.
Yeah, look, you need to make sure that you get the proper 8+ hours. If you're not getting it, you know how tired you can be. You're yawning all day. You're needing that nap. Not good for your health. And our friends at CPAP Plus, the O'Neill brothers, they've got great locations throughout the state, but they invite you right now with this incredible promotion they've got going on. O'Neill Medical and CPAP Plus, the Show Your Score promotion right now. Just stop by one of their Birmingham locations. Pelham, Trussville, or Inverness on Highway 280. No appointment needed. Show your ResMed My Air Sleep Score. You're automatically entered to win a brand new ResMed Air Mini Travel CPAP worth $900. The Show Your Score raffle runs through December 31st, so don't miss out. Get all the details, o'neillmed.com. That's ONEAL med.com.
All right, we've also got our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Helps you with your prostate health, kidney stones, and everything in between. Vasectomies, if you get to that point in your life, guys, they can take care of you. 70 years, over 70 years of the best urological care that you will find in Central Alabama. UrologyCentersAlabama.com. 205-930-0920. 16 locations. And again, 70 years of work right here. 205-930-0920. UrologyCentersAlabama.com. Some point spreads that have bounced open before we get to Joel Klatt of these rivalry weekends. I don't know exactly where the live lines are, but Ole Miss opened up an 8-point favorite on the road at Mississippi State.
Dipped down to 7.5. State has been really, they can't win games, but they've been really good against the number.
Blake Shapen, not 100%. Is
Not
he going
100%.
in this game?
Yeah, but should be able to play. And, you know, that's been the one thing. Mississippi State can score points. And I think, you know, if they're going to ultimately pull off the upset, it's going to be because Shapen and they put up 30, 35 points on Ole Miss.
And to answer your question, it's currently Ole Miss -7 Friday night. Keep in mind that is a Friday night game in Starkville.
Yeah. Friday
Or
morning,
Friday afternoon.
I believe.
I'm sorry, Friday afternoon, 11 o'clock.
Maybe 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
Yeah. Georgia Tech, also a Friday game, Brownie, is -13 at Mercedes-Benz Stadium for that one. This Georgia Tech team doesn't look like it did a month ago.
What a bad finish to the season for Brent Key. As soon as his name got started being mentioned for all these jobs, and I'm not saying that's the reason why, I'm just saying as soon as that started happening, they've played their worst football.
Oh, and I didn't think the best look. Like Brent Key seemed, I don't know, just seemed off in all the interviews on the sideline. I think it was Katie George, I think.
they're down 28-0. I mean, pretty quick.
Yeah.
And
he just seemed flustered. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I would imagine he was. I don't know. He looked flustered.
This is not the team to get right on, though. I will tell you.
Georgia, yeah.
Georgia is peaking.
Yeah, I agree.
Georgia is dangerous. If I could only take 3 teams to win the national championship, Georgia would be my top.
I mean,
3.
a month ago, you'd be like, "Woo, this is a tough game." Those two teams have played opposite football since a month ago.
So you would take Ohio State, Indiana, and Georgia. You would not take Texas A&M.
I would not take A&M.
Wow.
Probably more so, and I don't know if I'd take Indiana. It might be Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I do think Indiana's really good.
I do too.
I know I would go Ohio State probably 1, but Georgia would be number 2, and then
Texas A&M a slim 2.5 on the road at Texas.
Tricky.
It does not look like Texas can get into the playoffs.
Yeah, tricky spot. I mean, Arch Manning. It was Arkansas, and everybody tears up Arkansas's defense. But Arch Manning probably had his best game in Burn Orange.
He did. Yeah. I mean, rushing touchdown, receiving touchdown, 4 passing touchdowns. I think they're playing with a lot of confidence. And outside of the fourth quarter against Georgia, this looks to be a different Texas team. And I just think on the surface, Texas will beat Texas A&M.
But you know what's okay, interesting. Early lean on Texas. You know what's alarming to me a bit, though, if I'm a Texas fan now. I mean, I'm going to give a caveat on the front end of this one, Dunaway. I'm not going to bait them in with my comment first.
Okay.
They had a big lead in this game, so they were keeping the ball in front of them. But Arkansas still put 5-12 on them. That's a lot of yardage to give up to Arkansas. And that's a good Arkansas offense, but 5-12 is a lot of yardage to give up at home.
And played backup quarterback a lot.
Yeah, so that is a bit alarming to me if I'm a Texas fan. Their defense hasn't been as locked down as it started the season.
That is a Friday night game as well. Indiana locked into the playoffs, a 28-point favorite on Friday on the road in West Lafayette against Purdue.
A lot of points.
Arizona -1 against Arizona State. Arizona playing good ball. That's a Friday game too.
That's a fun territorial cup for the first time in forever.
Yeah.
Both teams pretty good, pretty equally matched contest there, as you can tell by the point spread. On Saturday, Texas Tech 20.5 as they play in Morgantown against West Virginia. Gets interesting there if Texas Tech loses that one. I think that makes Big 12 a one-bid league.
Yeah, I would agree. But, it doesn't seem like that's a losable game for Texas Tech, so it seems like they are locked in.
It does.
BYU is the team you really need to keep an eye on.
It does. BYU, an 18-point favorite at home against UCF. That seems like an easy win as well.
Yeah, I would agree. The thing is, with Utah being as high as they are, they had played great football until this past weekend. They should have lost to Kansas State. Yeah, I think that would – there's no way you can give them an at-large with their resume.
I agree.
Zero chance.
If you're gonna hold Alabama's lack of rush yards against Alabama, you got to look at what Kansas State did on the ground against Utah. What was it? 462? Was that the final number?
472 yards
472
rushing. And they had runs of 44, 37, 66, 33, 58, 80, 33, and 24. So those 8 runs of 24 yards or more.
That game did not see my TV until late, but I don't know how they won that game.
I'm with you. I caught probably the last half of the fourth quarter, and
they were down 10 with 7 minutes to go.
Yeah, that's about the time I jumped in, and it was all Utah from that point on. Kansas State just,
I thought Utah scored too quick.
Yeah, with that many points, when Kansas State got the ball back, I thought, well, they're going to have a shot here.
Well, when you're giving up runs of 44, 37, 66, 33, 58, 80, 33, and 24, I think any time is
sure. Don't give them 30 seconds.
The field's only 100 yards.
Yeah, but I do think that win, weird to say, that win killed them.
Yeah. Oh, I think so, too.
Yeah.
I think so, too. Also, Oregon, skinny to me, just 7 at Washington.
Oh, they've got a Washington problem. Washington, has just had their number. We've talked about in the SEC how Georgia has an Alabama problem and Texas has a Georgia problem. Oregon has a Washington problem. And you just wish it was one of those situations like, if Alabama loses, they're out. Oregon, at least it's a debate. Now, I do agree with you at the core, like Big Ten, if they can get 3 teams in, they're not going to let Oregon slip out. But it would be so much more of a fun game with the pressure being on Dan Lanning and Dante Moore if it was winning in, losing out.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting game still.
Virginia 10.5 at home to Tech. Virginia Tech, they need that one. Ohio State 10.5 at Michigan. Oklahoma needs the win against LSU. A 10-point favorite for the Sooners there.
Boy, LSU was awful Saturday against Western Kentucky.
They really were. 13-10.
Yeah,
it should have won. It'd been a great upset. You'd be behind. You'd be behind in the upset alert.
Forster had every shot of that one.
I kept wanting to turn it, but I never put that game on. Did you ever watch it?
I didn't. I was just like, this is going to be. I don't even want to see the upset. It's going to be such an ugly loss for LSU.
Yeah. No. I had watched all of James Madison, Washington State. I wasn't going to watch Western Kentucky and LSU. Tennessee a 3-point favorite. And, of course, the Iron Bowl is exactly where Furman said it would be back on Friday, 5.5, Alabama. Has that moved, Brownie, the Iron Bowl
Let me double check on that.
I checked about an hour ago. It was still 5.5.
Still 5.5.
That's a scary number.
Scary number, according to Lance Michelson, Laser Vision. If you've got scary eyesight right now, it can help you out, LT.
Yes, Michelson Laser Vision, 205-969-8100. Make sure you ask for Amy Toller. The Next Round sent you. She's going to hook you up with that hassle-free consultation. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the laser procedure in the state of Alabama way back in 1995. Make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
Still at 5.5 for the record in the Iron Bowl. Alexander Shinara has seen a few of those because he is Birmingham born, Birmingham bred. He's lived here his whole life, and when it came time to build his firm, he said, I'm doing it right here in my hometown of Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. 24 years later, they have grown to more than 150 lawyers, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members, and their elite lawyers have recovered more than $2 billion, maintaining Alexander's core values of integrity, mastery, passion, and success. Alexander Shinara, trial attorneys.
Turkey
Today
Day
is the day. Today is the day, Lance. You can drive up and get a free turkey after 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah, there it is. There's the thing. 1,000 free turkeys he's giving away. You can actually walk up grab one of these turkeys.
But
it's one per car or one per walker. But it is the 4th annual turkey drive from our man right there, Alexander Shinara.
Right there at Alexander Shinara's headquarters right there in downtown Birmingham. 1,000 free turkeys, one per car, one per walker. You can get those with our guy, Alexander Shinara. See everything, Shinara.com, Shinara.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt, can't work, don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Joel Klatt scheduled to be with us here in just a second. We'll talk more college football with him this hour, always brought to you by our friends at Champy's world-famous fried chicken. Sterling and the crew right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. The chicken is brined overnight, and they don't drop it into that beautiful grease until you order it. It's cooked to order. Piping hot, juicy down to the bone. For over a decade in the same location, Sterling, great Southern comfort food. And listen, I hate tamales, except for those tamales. With a Mississippi Delta recipe, a little heat to them, fantastic appetizer to start off. Sterling, the folks at Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster.
All right, Joel Klatt joins us at this time each week as we talk college football with him. We are finally to rivalry weekend. We may disagree in the manner in which Klatt approaches this, but we all agree that last Saturday, can't happen in college football anymore. I don't want to talk about who played who, but across the board, that was a terrible Saturday of football, Klatt, and it's a shame we build up to a rivalry weekend, but we have to suffer through the weekend before. We got to fix that across the board.
Yeah, I think that, I think hopefully it'll be fixed. I do think, and I want to be like abundantly clear, and I said this on my show, this is not just an SEC problem. Everyone has cupcakes. It's just a matter of timing, and I think we all know that. So, Dan Lanning lamenting his schedule. I'm sure people have pointed out, hey, like Montana State's on your schedule.
That's right.
So now I will say this, and I gave a defense on my show of Alabama's schedule. Alabama's schedule is totally, obviously their league schedule is legit. We know that because the SEC is so deep this year. But even outside of that, scheduling Florida State and Wisconsin, those are two, when they made the games, like really big games that they're scheduling. They've gone away from the neutral site singular non-conference game to home and homes. Like they've done the work necessary, Alabama has to reshape their schedule. Now moving to 9 conference games, obviously, in the SEC will change that. I do think that we'll probably get away from these late season FCS opponents because I don't think it works. Well, let's just put it this way. There's only a few teams that you would be able to manage the schedule so that you could get an FCS late. But then all the other league opponents would be like, no, like we're not going to do that. And so I think just by the nature of the 9 conference opponents, we're going to start to see these games go away. And that's probably good, because Lanning was also correct. It's a stone in a glass house, but he's also correct. He's got to play Washington on the road this week, guys, in what is a really tough game because it's a rivalry game for them. And he had to play USC this weekend. That's very difficult. Imagine if Alabama had to go from, like Vandy right into Auburn or what, kind of something similar to what we are seeing Oregon. There would be maybe not an uproar, but it would be different. It would feel different.
So collectively, I think the three of us, I'm just going to estimate we've seen 125 Iron Bowls. I said earlier, Klatt, they both scoffed at me. I think this might be the most disastrous loss for Alabama in an Iron Bowl ever if they were to lose to an interim coach, backup quarterback, 9-3 back-to-back years for DeBoer. He will lose the fan base. I know that sounds crazy, but he will.
I get that.
Yeah, it would be a absolute
because this is a game
disaster.
Similar to Michigan, Ohio State in the respect of like it. You have to win it, right?
Yes.
Like Day was on his way to a national championship. They wanted to fire him last year because he lost to Michigan.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't disagree with that take about losing the fan base and in particular with a late loss to Oklahoma. He seemed to have gotten them back on his side. I will say, and I think style matters. Do you guys think, this is a question, I'm not insinuating anything, so legitimate question, not being down there. Do you think the fan base likes the style of football that Kalen DeBoer plays?
Listen, here's the way I would answer that. They win a lot of close games, and Alabama fans had gotten accustomed to blowing people out. I think that was going to happen to Nick Saban, too, just because of the way the game has changed.
But he's asking about to spread it out, not running it, passing, pass.
I'm talking about more of the
I know what Klatt's talking about.
Yeah, and then throw in Kane Womack's defense, although it's really good. There's been people that have been critical with that. So the totality of everything, I think there's something to it. But I think Brown's got a point there. Like, Alabama fans got too spoiled, and those days are over for everyone.
Yeah, they were over for Nick Saban. If Nick Saban were still the coach at Alabama, it would be a different style. Alabama fans don't like the inability to run, but Jim,
they'd be undefeated.
You would tell me Nick Saban would be winning a lot of close games right now.
Yeah,
of course he would.
But I mean, he lost some close games too. Yeah, I would say it's easy for these fans to dislike it, Joel, when they're not winning as many games. But they also changed with Lane Kiffin when he took over the play calling and through Sark, and they were fine with it. because they were winning games. They just want to win.
Well, and they
hate
do
losing,
that.
and they're babies when they lose.
Think of just for the record, I didn't say that.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean,
all the people.
I'm one of them. I'm one of them. I know.
Alabama to the core, Dunaway.
Yeah.
Alabama to the core.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So, the change to Kiffin and then Sark was needed because, the 2011 path was no longer available in order to win a national championship. They couldn't just go out there and totally dominate on defense because they ran into Deshaun Watson, and all of a sudden Nick Saban was like, oh man, in this era of football, we're going to have to win 45-42 at some point. So can we get to 45? And they changed because of that. I would make a strong argument, guys, that we've reverted back to where defenses can dominate. Look at the last 4 national champions, and where they stood defensively. Ohio State's trying to do it this year, with a historically, quality defense. And obviously I know that there's some down there that would want to pick apart their schedule, but they've dominated on the defensive side. And when you don't win the line of scrimmage in this day and age, I think that you really struggle. We've gone away from tempo. The 2 best teams in the country right now, Ohio State and Indiana, are also the slowest teams in the country as far as pace of play. Did you guys know that?
Wow.
As far as of snap per seconds, on the play clock, 2 slowest teams in the country. They play the fewest snaps total of anybody in the country. And the game has reverted back in some ways to that nature. And so and that's why I asked the question, because Bama doesn't play the line of scrimmage game, the control game under Kalen. That doesn't mean he's a bad coach, but I think from a Bama's fan perspective, after seeing what they saw, and I agree, they're spoiled. So I'll echo your thoughts. And I think it's hard for them to look at that and be like, yeah, I really love this product.
Earned. We've earned being spoiled, but spoiled has happened. Josh Cuevas injury. We don't know his status for this game yet. In a walking boot, foot injury. Likely he's going to play. But how important has that Bama tight end become to this offense? Multiple catches every game. It seems like he is Ty Simpson's security blanket, and he's really good at it.
Well, in that offense, you're required to make big throws down the field, and you're required to attack the defense down the field. But in order to do that, you can't just throw the ball blindly and take chances down the field. So when the look dictates, you've got to have an outlet. You've got to have an option that you can go to that is solid, reliable, and can move the chains. And I think that's what Cuevas has been for Alabama. And you think back to some of those teams that they had at Washington and prior, they had elements of that, an opportunity to get to number 2 and 3, still move the chains. And that's what's so difficult for a defense, because you can't defend everybody. So as a quarterback understands his offense and he understands the totality of the concept that he's running, you're trying to take a shot, you're trying to attack a defense a very specific way. But if that gets taken away, rather than just flinch, take a sack, or force the football into coverage, having those other players that can threaten the defense is huge. So if that's not available for Alabama, they will not be as productive or efficient throwing the football. He'll have to throw it away. He might take a couple sacks that he wouldn't normally take. And I think that's the biggest issue. And by the way, this is all over the country. There are these really important role players that are getting injured. Like, for instance, in my game, Ohio State, Michigan, Lorenzo Style, the starting nickel on defense. You don't talk about him as one of the first rounders, but he's banged up with a shoulder. Is he going to be on the field? Max Bredesen, the H-back fullback for Michigan, who is really critical to what they do in the run game. He's banged up, so it's so fascinating that as the season goes on, we always look at just the starters and what they can be in the top end. And inevitably, in these big games late in the year, you've got backups, and your depth is tested, and that's what we'll see across the country.
Joel Klatt is with us on the Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys Hotline. Of course, the big new kick is the big game, Ohio State and Michigan, and you can see that on Fox, 11 o'clock Central Time. This is not a should they. This is a realistic will they. If Alabama wins this game, the SEC is going to try to clarify this today, but in all likelihood, they're in Atlanta. There are still people saying that there are outcomes that could keep them out of Atlanta, but the vast majority of the outcomes put Alabama in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
It is messy, though.
It is messy, yes. It is a 3-team tie. You've got to go to the strength of schedule. Realistically, if you're a Big Ten or an SEC team playing in a conference championship game, Dunaway and I don't know about Lance, we've always operated with the belief you're never going to be left out of the college football playoff. This is not a should they, but this is a would they. Do you agree with that sentiment?
I do. I completely agree with that sentiment. And however, the situation will dictate whether that's true or not. And there's two outcomes that would then throw that into question. If Michigan were to win this week and they become a 10-2 and are sitting there as a 10-2 with a win over the number one team in the country, that would be problematic for a Bama team. Let's say if they were 10-3, because then you start to think about that. If BYU were to beat Texas Tech and grab the automatic spot, and Texas Tech, would widely be considered probably still in. Now you're because what Bama needs to listen, if they go and Ohio State wins and Texas Tech wins the Big 12, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine, win or lose. But if they were to go to Atlanta and lose, and a couple of those outcomes go the underdog's way, there is going to be a really healthy discussion. Now, I think they would get in over Michigan in that respect. But we've never seen a 3-loss team in a playoff. Would this be the first time? And then you've got to go to this you can't just say, well, they're in the conference championship game, because it's not like they won a division or anything. They won a 3-team tie based on win percentage. I think it's messy. I think it's really messy. I would say 95%. If Bama gets to Atlanta, they're in. 95%.
Okay.
It's not enough. It's not enough.
Off the field real quick. For the record, one of the best play callers over the last 15 years, Lane Kiffin. I don't understand the fascination, though, with he's about to be the highest paid coach in college football and the history of college football, which he will be. With that said, where are you on where Lane Kiffin ends up and how he's handling this whole situation?
Such a good question. It's simple supply and demand. There's a lot of demand right now at high leverage spots and very little supply. It's a deep bench of quality jobs open and a very thin bench of quality candidates available. In particular, because so many guys have signed extensions and decided to stay at their location. Lashley at SMU, that would have been a guy targeted. Obviously Signetti, Rule, so on and so forth. Dan Lanning coming out and saying I'm never leaving. These are thinning the pool of potential candidates, and so Lane, having not done that and not committed to Ole Miss, is the biggest fish in what has become now a small pond. And that's how you become the highest paid coach. It's all about timing and leverage, and he has that. He's got the timing and he's got the leverage. Okay, so that's just that. Now, where do I think he's going to end up? I've heard on pretty good authority that he's basically got a deal in principle at LSU. Now, whether that's going to come to fruition or not, I'm not sure, because I think that at a moment in time, Nick Saban was very close to a deal with Texas, but it didn't come to fruition. You guys remember that story.
Yes.
And so it's never done until it's done. I have heard that, though, from a really reliable source. Okay. Now you just get into this idea of two issues. One is this pickle that Lane finds himself and all of us find themselves in, and the problem of the calendar, and Nick Saban talked about this on game day. And that is absolutely true. The calendar is broken. Why in the world do we build a roster and make personnel decisions while we're still competing? That's stupid. What are we doing, guys? And Saban was absolutely right in what he talked about. And we do need to separate the roster building from the competition portions of the calendar. We need to do that ASAP. And I don't understand why it's so difficult to do that. Just, guys, just do it. Stop protecting bowl games. Stop listening to coaches who are desperate to get their 5-star, player in on January 1st into their camp. It just is what it is. You're going to have to make difficult decisions and make some people upset. Everyone's not going to get what they want if you start to do this, but it's better for the whole. You've got to look after the whole of college football. You got to look after college football coaches. You got to look after college football players, and separating out roster building. And I'm including early signing day period in this. We should not be signing players. We should not be opening a transfer portal if we're still competing. The competition needs to end by close to January 1st. Play the playoff in the month of December. Stop taking 18,000 weeks off for finals, which is stupid. These guys are all online anyways. They're getting NIL deals. So move the regular season closer to, the playoff championship closer to January 1st, then sign a high school class, then get the transfer portal open. And candidly, I love the idea of rethinking spring football and thinking about it from an OTA perspective. So that's that. Now we get to just, that being said, Lane as a man has a decision to make. And as a man, you're as good as your word. And I cannot sit here and say to myself, like, well, the calendar's broken, so he can do whatever he wants. Listen, I don't love the school zone speed limit, but that's kind of what it is. And it is what it is for Lane. The timing is not right. And this is a hard game, guys. And as a coach, you're asking your players to leave themselves at the door for the betterment of the team and the group. And you're asking them to commit to you, and you're trying to commit to them. And that commitment is your character and your integrity. And if he makes this decision and then ends up not coaching in the playoff, what type of credibility does he have moving forward in front of another group of men when he's asking them to leave themselves at the door and commit to something bigger than themselves? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So it can all be backwards, and he can be in a tough pickle here about, like, man, I wish the calendar was different. Yeah, that's all well and good. But as a man, he still has to make a decision. And that decision is his responsibility. And as humans, gentlemen, and as men in particular, we are only as good as our character. We are only as good as our credibility. And the greatest threat to our credibility as men is ourselves. Point blank.
Yep.
So I would just look at Lane Kiffin and I would say, like, hey, man, it is your call. And you don't have to leave. The proof that I know he doesn't have to leave is him. Because he's doing it at Ole Miss. Joey McGuire is doing it at Texas Tech. Kurt Cignetti is doing it at Indiana. You don't have to leave. You don't have to say, there is no part of modern college football that suggests he has to leave to compete for a championship. That's not a reality. So as a man, you've got your character and your integrity, and I hope he doesn't go.
It's deep shit.
Yeah. No, I agree.
No, he's 100% right.
I agree.
Yeah.
You said it better than me, but I've said that a couple of times, not as well. I agree with that 100%. And, you have Trinidad Chambliss tweeting, we're unbothered by anything about next year and fully trusting Coach Kiffin's leadership to keep us moving towards our goals. That the players are having to deal with this. Forget the fans. The players are having to deal with this and still trying to win.
How unfair is this to the players, man?
Yeah.
I'm trying everything in my power to not make it personal, but I'm starting to get really agitated with him. Because these guys, this is their last shot, man. You might coach for another 15 years. Some of these guys, this is it for them.
Yep.
And they're counting on you.
Hey, and the fan base, this is the best Ole Miss team I've ever seen
in almost anybody's lifetime.
Yeah,
Lance.
and they've got a chance to win a national championship, and without Lane Kiffin, they don't.
No, they don't. That's the thing. It's like, I said it multiple weeks ago, maybe on this program, certainly on mine. I said the quickest way to be defeated is to be distracted. And the biggest threat to Ole Miss's season was Lane Kiffin. And here we are. Here we are. Just sign an extension.
Yep.
It's not he's gonna be paid by Ole Miss as well as anybody. What, does he have to go to LSU to be part of their circus? That's the thing, is like, guys, look at the places he's looking at. Ole Miss is more stable than Florida or LSU. Who wants to work at LSU right now? They can't even figure out. They've got all sorts of infighting going on for an AD, and the president, the governor's involved. It's like, what, you're going to go there for what?
I agree. Maybe he'll make the announcement for the Boys and Girls Club of Oxford and get who was the guy that did it with LeBron? Maybe they'll send Jim Gray. Jim Gray.
Yeah.
Maybe Jim Gray will come in and do the interview on his decision coming up after the Egg Bowl, coming up this weekend.
I'm just saying, like at some point we're all going to be old, and
thank you.
Like our time is going to be coming to an end, right? Not to get too deep, but like I want to think back in that moment and think to myself, like, I was reliable, I was trustworthy. The people that loved me, that counted on me, could do so for a reason. That's my desire in life. And I don't care what logo is on my chest or what mic flag is on the microphone that I carried during my career.
What do you feel more confident in, Georgia winning a national championship or Jeremiah Love winning the Heisman Trophy?
Georgia winning the national championship, I would say, is more likely than Love winning the Heisman, because his games, not entirely his fault, but his lack of production in the two biggest games that they lost will be ultimately kind of the hindrance. Now, he's phenomenal, and you can make a strong argument that he has been the best player in college football. There's no doubt. But what their schedule has been since those opening two, which were both losses, and then his production or lack thereof in those two, which, like I said, not entirely his fault because they didn't give him the ball nearly enough in those games. And maybe the outcome of those games is different if he does get the ball. I think that if you look at the way that he has shared his carries and still had the production, it's interesting because Mark Ingram's on our text chain, the Big Noon text chain, and Mark is like, he's like, hey, man, I know about that. Check out Trent's numbers, because he shared carries with Trent. So that's interesting to think about. But I think Georgia is the one where I'm like, hey, man, I don't know if I want to play Georgia.
Yeah,
I just don't. There's something about Gunnar Stockton, man. That guy is a war daddy. He reminds me a lot of Max Duggan at TCU, who was just like, we're going to win the game because of me. And I don't know what that looks like, but we are going to do it. They've gotten better. The pass rush showed up against Texas. If that's all of a sudden a thing, then I don't want to see that Georgia team. It's not. Listen, they're not dominant by any stretch, but you got to go beat them, and that's going to be a difficult thing to do.
Other than Ohio State, LT brought this up earlier, and I know it's against 3-8 Syracuse and 1-10 Boston College and 2-9 Arkansas and 2-9 Purdue, but how many teams that you perceive to be playoff teams can Notre Dame beat right now?
A lot.
I think so too. LT agrees.
A lot.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. They would be a really tough matchup for OU if they lined up in like that 8-9 game.
Yep.
That would be because OU just doesn't score enough points, and Notre Dame will get to 24 or 30 even against OU's defense. So Notre Dame is a really scary proposition for a lot of teams. And quietly, again, I know their schedule hasn't been great, and you just outlined some of those opponents that they've had. In the last 8 weeks, they're a top 3, I think. What is it? 3 or 4 scoring defense in the country. So, 3. They're third in the country in scoring defense over the last 8 weeks. They're number 4 in the country in scoring offense over the last 8 weeks. I get it. The schedule has not been great, but I'm almost certain they're going to pass Oklahoma in the next playoff ranking, because if you look at some of those metrics, OU is sitting there in the last 8 weeks. They're 73rd scoring offense in the country. Their D is 15th scoring defense in the country. So you can make a strong argument that Notre Dame is playing better right now and is a better team than OU, and that probably is going to be our 8-9 game if chalk kind of holds.
Yeah, a little too late for Texas. I've got a feeling they're going to beat A&M this week. And outside of that fourth quarter in Athens against Georgia, I got to give Arch a lot of credit where he was to where he is right now, and Sark, how he utilizes him. I mean, Arch coming back next year is going to be a really good quarterback, right?
You would think. I do think it's a reps business. Quarterbacks are much better once they have a lot of reps. Look at a guy like Baker Mayfield or Joe Burrow, or like these guys took a lot of time to become really great. Jalen Hurts is a great example. Once he was a senior, he was a much different player and has got better ever since. So all of that is going to work in his favor. Yes, I think he would be a better player next year. Texas is an interesting one. I think that this one might get pretty wild, guys, from an offensive perspective. This one might turn into like a 2016 like Bedlam game, Oklahoma State, with Mason Rudolph and Baker Mayfield going back and forth. Because this Texas defense, which I thought was going to be one of the elite units, they have not played well over the last, 4 weeks? They've given up 38, 31, 35, and 37 over their last 4. What happened to that defense, guys? And now, I legitimately think this is going to be like a 48-44 game, something along those lines. It's going to be something crazy.
I mean, Arkansas put 5-12 on them in a loss. Arkansas's got a good offense, and that was a lot of backup quarterback, as Lance pointed out. So that's crazy to consider.
So I know Michael Taft has been banged up, but is that the key? So that's just something to chew on as we get set for that rivalry game.
All right, it is Michigan-Ohio State. If there is a rivalry that approaches the hate of Alabama and Auburn, it is this one.
Approaches.
Come on,
Klatt. You haven't lived in this state. They live in separate states.
You guys haven't lived in that rivalry.
Klatt, they live in separate. They live in separate states. These are the same state. Same state here, Klatt. Smaller territory.
I mean, there are people that mumble in church if the pastor references this game the wrong way.
Hey, does Ryan Day, how much equity does he lose at that national championship if he loses this game again?
I mean, all of it right away.
That's insane, but it's true.
I mean, that's the nature of the beast. Guys, I love you.
Oh, don't
the
do
Iron
this.
Bowl
Don't
is
do this.
not
Klatt, don't
in
do
the
this.
hemisphere of Ohio State.
Out of your mind.
Lance started the show with if 5.5 is a scary number, if Alabama loses this game, he went directly to arrest reports.
Yeah, the arrest reports Sunday morning.
Oh, it will be, I'm telling you, it will be crazy. The people that will be getting arrested overnight.
Just because the Ohio State Michigan players don't have enough class not to fight, and Alabama's players and Auburn's players don't fight, don't give me this.
Yeah.
It is not more heated than Klatt. You have never lived in this state. I love you like a brother. Okay. My brother in Christ, you have never lived in this state to see what an Iron Bowl is like.
All right. No, I'm not discounting it. I don't want to discount it. I think it's phenomenal.
I mean, you did.
And I love rivalry. I discounted it as compared to the greatest rivalry in sports. Oh, what? Let's just have some.
Are the Red Sox and Yankees playing tonight?
I mean, baseball is not a rivalry.
I was joking about ESPN.
Yes.
Gosh. So
wait a second. Will Michigan rush the field?
I love the Iron Bowl. I love the Iron Bowl. I love.
You should come to one.
Everything that this weekend is for college football. I really do. And yeah, I mean. I hope Bama puts it on them. I think that hopefully they will.
All right, Jim's got a question, then I got a question.
Would Michigan rush the field if Michigan wins this week?
Yes.
Guys, Michigan has won more football games than anybody in the history of the sport.
But they'll rush the field, yes.
But they'll rush the field.
Yes, answer's yes.
In 21, it was maybe the greatest field storming that I've ever seen in history. 110 are in the seats, but I realized that day 92,000 could fit on the field.
Yeah, that's right. If we did you have a series of questions there?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I got one more too.
I think 6-6.
Okay.
Whatever bowl they're going to, Auburn fan rushes the field on Saturday. If they beat Alabama.
They would.
If Auburn wins,
sure.
they'll tear the stadium down, Jim. I mean, goalpost.
To St. Simon.
If we could pull this off, would you consider
a crossover?
You finish Ohio State, Michigan. That game's over about 2:00. We get you on a PJ to Auburn Opelika Airport, and you go to the Iron Bowl at Jordan Hare. Would you consider doing that if we could pull it off?
Yes. Can I have the same plane to catch my son's fall baseball tournament Sunday in Palm Springs?
Jeez, he asked a lot.
I mean, possibly.
Palm Springs, Florida, or California?
That's going to be California. That's going to be the deal breaker.
I am unwilling to miss my son's game on Sunday.
Nor should you. I would just love for you to experience an Iron Bowl, and generally you can't because it's normally at 2:30. But a primetime Iron Bowl, you could do it. So I'd love for you to experience it.
I would be interested in
And it's better at Jordan Hare because those are better games. The games at Bryant Denny are, by and large, blowouts. You need to go to one. I tell people all that all the time. If you want to go to an Iron Bowl, go to a Jordan Hare one because you're going to see something crazy, and you're going to get a closer game. The ones at Bryant Denny are blowouts.
The kick six.
Yeah.
So I randomly...
He makes it sound like Lane Kiffin's going to decide whether or not he's going to go to Knox's game after the Egg Bowl.
So, Klatt, I want to ask you this before you get out. Because, first of all, these guys know I'm a big DeBoer guy. I think he is a hell of a coach. I was pushing, like, Greg Byrne before we even heard DeBoer's name. I was like, this is the guy they need to go out and get after Nick Saban. I don't want him going anywhere. But I did meet a big Penn State booster a couple of months ago. So I had somebody reach out to this guy just to ask him the DeBoer question. Here was his response. And I'm just saying, if DeBoer loses to Auburn, I don't know how you feel about this. He said, we have worked on DeBoer, but he isn't willing to consider it right now. He's so focused on trying to make the playoffs. That said, we certainly think he needs to consider it, especially if he doesn't make the playoffs. And then this guy said, that said, why would he leave to come somewhere that just fired a successful coach who made the playoffs last year? With all that said, where do you think Penn State is? And do you think there is a possibility if DeBoer did lose on Saturday, he would look to possibly go somewhere else?
This is going to be an answer that's not specific to that exact question. I think we're going to have a coach shock us and leave a place that we're not expecting. I've heard Florida is doing work on Lincoln Riley. I know Penn State was doing work on Kalen DeBoer. And so you never know what the inner workings and how happy people are at their place. It can look good on the surface, but we don't know exactly, what they're thinking in terms of their long-term viability at those locations. So everyone's focused on Lane Kiffin right now. He's the biggest domino. Hopefully we get that answer, and hopefully it's that he's going to stay at Ole Miss, because if not, I think it's an absolute dumpster fire on the whole sport, and it makes the entire profession and this entire sport look bad. And then we are going to have somebody leave a really successful place. I firmly believe that. And it might be DeBoer, but I wouldn't leave Bama to go to Penn State.
It's a worse program.
I think that last thing that you said.
It's a worse program with equal demands. I mean, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe not equal demands. I mean, James Franklin got how many years and never beat Michigan or Ohio State?
That's true. That's more than an Alabama coach would have been given.
But he was in the semis last year.
But it's more than an Alabama coach would have been given for sure. Losing to Auburn and Tennessee consistently, an Alabama coach would have never made it that far. Klatt is right about that.
No, not a chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance. If an Alabama coach can't survive that.
No.
You could even throw, if it was Georgia and Tennessee.
LSU
For 6 or 7 years against Georgia and Tennessee.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No chance.
Yeah. Even with 10 wins. Yeah.
At Penn State, though, for all your big games, you do get home by 3 o'clock Central Time.
That's true.
Because you cook all the good ones off at 11 Central, 12 Eastern.
That's right. It is. Yeah. You get to party with Klatt and Gus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. I love the noon game. Gosh, I love it.
I just wish it's not your fault. I wish the East Coast Big Ten teams were better for you. Yeah, it's just everybody over here sucks right now except for Michigan and Ohio State. Well, Michigan.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you going to mention Ohio State?
I meant to say Ohio State.
Defending national champion.
I meant to say Ohio State.
That's given up 7.6.
I do wish there was some nuance for the good Pac-12, former Pac-12 Big Ten teams, for you and Gus and Jenny to do the big games there, that y'all just got the top pick and
preaching to the choir.
Be able to,
and we don't have the top pick every week. You know, last week was a number 3 pick. And listen, it's tough, and there's window exclusivity and things that are totally out of my control, but for certain. And I wish it was different. And I wish that we had some flexibility to do those West Coast games, because those would be incredible. You know, USC hosted Michigan and Indiana went to Oregon. I mean, I'd love to do those games, obviously. So maybe that flexibility will pop up at some point. Who knows what's going to happen.
So Justice Haynes would make this game more interesting, but is Bryce Underwood good enough to make a play here or there in a rivalry game to beat this Ohio State defense?
let's just say, let's put it this way, and this is very, it's very simple. Michigan believes deep down to the core, to the marrow in their bones, that if they're close in the fourth quarter, they will win. That's what they believe. That's what they've believed for the last 4 years. And that's all they're trying to do. And at no point does that program, nor any player within that program, feel like they have to go be Superman and be great in order to win this game. That's how they used to feel. Now it's just, we're going to hit them with body blow after body blow after body blow. And if we're close in the fourth quarter, we got them, because they're going to feel the pressure and we're better at that moment. That's what they're entirely built on. And I think what's fascinating to me is that Ohio State tried to match that energy the last few years, in particular from the physicality standpoint and the rushing game standpoint. And they didn't just focus on themselves. Well, the lesson that they learned from losing to Michigan, which helped them go on and win the national championship and play the playoffs so dominantly, was to focus on themselves, be who they are. Hey, we've got Jeremiah Smith. Let's target him a bunch, in particular early. And they did that against Tennessee, and they did that against Oregon, and they were able to win the national championship. So this version of Ohio State, I think, is a more mature version, in particular from their coaching staff, where they realized that lesson that they learned. And I don't think they're going to try to go to match the energy or the physicality of Michigan. They're just going to say, we're going to be Ohio State, and that's going to be good enough. So from an approach standpoint, I think both of these teams feel very confident, and it's a very different approach from each. To your question about Bryce Underwood, I don't think he has to be great in order for them to be close in this game. They've got to be great at the line of scrimmage, and they've got to own the line of scrimmage, stop Ohio State's run game, be able to create some first downs, maybe a short field, and just be close late. Because I will guarantee you this, not only the Ohio State fans, but those players and those coaches, if it's tight late, the pressure on those guys is enormous.
Yeah. All right, we'll be watching, Klatt. Hey, listen,
me nervous.
You and your family have a tremendous Thanksgiving. We are thankful for you and
Awesome.
this time every Monday.
Yeah.
And enjoy the game. We'll be watching it Saturday. Thank you, Klatt.
I'm echo that. I'm thankful for you guys. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I'm so excited for you guys to take part in the second greatest rivalry in the sport.
We'll see. Get out of here.
We're going to Ohio State, Michigan?
Get out of here with that crap. Klatt with us on the Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
Such an easy 40 minutes. I feel like we ask him too many questions, but it's just so much fun.
I love it.
Yeah, well, I was afraid we were done at like 19 minutes.
I know.
And then we revved it back up again. I was like, this is too short.
We doubled it.
He's so freaking good.
So easy to talk to. Our friends at Alabama Power are easy to love as well, Brownie.
They are, Jimmy D. Listen,
they literally light up your life.
They do light up your life. You mentioned, Jim, we got some storms coming through, and you never know in the deep south. Listen, tornadoes come through this time of year. So severe weather can pop up when you least expect it. Always be prepared. Alabama Power ready with tech and know-how to get your power back on fast. Tools to prevent outages and a team on call 24/7. They are there to help keep you safe and in the loop. You can stay ahead, too. Head to alabamapower.com/storm for storm safety tips, how to report an outage, and how to stay updated when storms are coming. alabamapower.com/storm.
And I have said it before, the Wednesday night of Odie's Team Trivia, the night before Thanksgiving, by far the most electric trivia night we do each and every year. Make sure you join us. They'll have live music right after we get done with trivia at the original location in Crestline. But a great place to grab you a lunch today as it gets cooler throughout the week. Great place to get some of that chili with a side of grilled cheese. Birmingham Institution, 2 great locations, the original in Crestline, newest location in Edgewood. Get in and see Will Haver and that great staff. It's Odie's Tavern.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama. No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you, 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit UrologyCentersAlabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
My buddy Brian down in Tampa, he says, Klatt with you guys is better than his own podcast. Solid each week.
That's a compliment to us.
Yeah.
His podcast is very popular. I have so many people that will text me stuff they heard on it, so I know a lot of people watch it.
Yeah. No. I would say this, that it's different because he's able to converse, and as we do with everything in our show, he has no idea what we're going to talk about.
That's absolutely right, yeah.
So he's able to sort of, probably talk about some things he doesn't usually talk about.
Yeah.
Show being brought to you before you hit the spotlight, Tyler. The show's being brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. We're about to be stock up, stock down before we get to trash. Unlocked Today is back this week with Brock Heward coming up after the show. Champy's Chicken, you can unlock the great taste of Southern food right there with chicken that's brined overnight, cooked to order, piping hot when it comes out, juicy to the bone, hand-cut chicken fingers. For your Iron Bowl parties, your watch party, or when you're just tired of leftover turkeys this weekend. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster.
The College Football Spotlight.
Stock up, stock down. College Football Stock Report.
It is presented each week by our friend Alexander Shinara, the Shinara Spotlight every single day. You know Alexander Shinara has built a firm that handles personal injury cases, but you might not know it's far greater than that. Fire storm damage cases, bad drug and device cases, workers' compensation cases, all those things handled by Alexander Shinara and his team of trial attorneys. They've recovered more than $2 billion maintaining their core values there. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, Shannara.com is where you start. Shannara.com. Again, if you are in need for a meal this Thanksgiving, or if you know a family in need, 1,000 turkeys today. They will be giving away starting at 3 o'clock. You can walk by, drive by, one per car, one per family. It's just him giving back to his community of Birmingham. 1,000 free turkeys, no strings attached. See more at Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
My stock up this week, young coaches, whether it's Morris at North Texas, Tosh LaPoy, who looks like he's going to get the Cal job.
Boy. That's a bad job, by the way.
It's a terrible job.
Yeah,
I think Justin Wilcox is a pretty good coach.
Yeah, I do too.
Going to a bowl game, got bowl eligible, but then lost to Stanford. Whether you're Brian Hartline or Colin Klein, the coordinators at Ohio State and Oregon, there's a lot of young coaches out there. It's a young man's game, young coaches. Buyouts. Mike Norvell retained and then loses, right? He lost this weekend after being retained.
Chances are they lost. Yeah, you always just guess they did, but he is being retained.
They lost Friday night in a game. They were a healthy touchdown favorite.
Yeah, it looked awful in the loss, by the way.
85% of his remaining guaranteed salary. If they fired him this year, it'd be $64.1 million. Gets better next year. If they fire him at the end of next year, $51 million they still owe him.
So they're going to save $10 million on this.
In 2027, $42.5 million.
Yep.
2028, still $34 million they'll owe him.
That was when they were afraid he was going to go to Alabama. I don't even know if he was ever discussed at Alabama. May have been. I'm just saying, who knows if he was, but that's the whole reason he got that deal.
Not getting fired.
No? Well, you can.
Not getting fired.
Stock up for me, Notre Dame. I've been talking about them the last couple of weeks. You heard Klatt agrees with us that this is a team that not only is going to get to the college football playoff, they're probably going to make some noise they did last year. I personally think this Notre Dame team is better than last year's team. It's stock down Georgia Tech. I just thought overall, Pat Narduzzi called his shot. They're down 28-0 before you can blink. They had won 10 consecutive games in Bobby Dodd. They haven't lost in that stadium since the end of 2023.
It was all set up for them, wasn't it?
Everything was in front of them. Win that game, you're in your first ACC championship game since 2014. The Georgia game wouldn't even matter. And, you could go into that game loose and get ready for a one-game situation till we get to a college football playoff. Not only did they play piss poor, but I thought Brent Key on the sideline was a bad look, too.
Yeah, that was also my stock down, so I'll move on to my stock up, which is going to be Diego Pavia. Before you say, come on, Brown, Diego Pavia, everybody sees this.
He was great.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
He was playing Mercer. Oh, wait.
No, he was not. He was playing Kentucky and was lobbying his head coach to stay in the game to break a school record. Clark Lee was wanting him out of the game, and he lobbied to stay in and break a school record. 5 touchdown passes. But I go back, I bring this up. The only reason I made him my stock up is because Andy on Twitter earlier this morning said, you and Dunaway laughed at me and my 3 guarantees when I said Diego Pavia would be a Heisman finalist. Who's laughing now? And he is absolutely right.
You're right, man.
He's absolutely right. We laughed at you. I assume I laughed at you because I would have laughed at that. I don't remember it, but I would have laughed at that.
I thought people would catch up with him. I thought he'd have a down year.
And he's got a shot at being a Heisman finalist.
Today, I think he would be in New York. It would be really, really close.
Depends on how many they invite.
It depends on how many they invite because they've gotten to that number of 3 a lot. But if they went 5, he would definitely be there. But I think it all hinges on this week. Like if he goes into Knoxville and plays like he's capable of playing and they win that game, even if they don't get to a college football playoff, I think he's in New York.
Yeah. 532 total yards and 6 total touchdowns, 484 passing. 32 of 38 passing against Kentucky, an SEC team.
I didn't think it was smart leaving him in, though.
Yeah, I mean, he lobbied to stay in and get the record.
I know, but, you get hurt, and then you're going to Tennessee with a chance to get to a college football playoff.
I agree.
It was like, and in the NFL, we know this, but when the Rams are up 31-7 in the fourth quarter, pull everyone.
Yeah,
why in the hell is Stafford still in there throwing the football?
I'm with you on that.
Hey, truthfully, when it was 14-0 after that pick 6, I was like, let's just take Baker out. I mean, that game was over with, in my opinion.
How about the way he got hurt? He was hurt before he threw the
He was hurt when he ran over the two.
Crumpled. Yeah. It's like
I know. He's just
it's like an invisible demon hit him.
I know.
AC joint sprain is the official diagnosis.
That's gonna be a problem the rest of the year.
Yeah, doesn't get better. Doesn't get better.
But he's not out. But he's going to deal with it the rest of the year.
He's
not out for the year.
Not out for the year, but it's
affecting everything he does.
Yeah.
It's the non-throwing, but just
you can't get the power. You can't get the torque.
You saw that on the Hail Mary. He barely got that ball 30 yards.
You saw it actually on the touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Because he got it, he injured it when he ran over the 2 guys for a first down. And that's just bad all the way around. That gets us to Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill. Before you hit the open, tell us about our friends at Hemp Hill.
Hemp Hill Services, best in the business. Trusted name, Birmingham has trusted since 1954. For any plumbing, heating, cooling, any of those issues arise in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew. The guys there, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Tell me about the whistles. The whistles got woo. When you want to woo, it's that woo, woo. You know what I'm saying?
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And remember, this Friday, we're going to be live on location 11 to 2 in Auburn, getting ready for one of the most exciting Iron Bowls in years. We will be at Moe's Barbecue right there in downtown Auburn with our friends from Adams and Bud Light. Start first, magician Zai Wang. By the way, Oz the Mentalist, who was on the show with us, was with the Rams last week.
I see him everywhere now.
He is all over the place. Yeah.
I saw him doing like a news hit with somebody.
I was on CNBC, and he gave them a book, and they each picked the same word. Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, and he had written it down or something.
What he pulled with the Rams was amazing. But anyway, he's got the Rams beating the Broncos 23-14 in the Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be crazy if Bo Nix gets to a Super Bowl?
Who talked about it in the offseason?
I hope that happens.
Yeah, I bet you do. It doesn't matter.
Love to play Bo Nix.
Doesn't matter who y'all play in the AFC, buddy. AFC's bad.
Anyway, magician Z Wang said he accidentally locked himself out of the RFID chip implanted in his own hand, admitting in a Facebook post that he literally forgot the password to the implant.
Hate it when that happens.
Now, Wang explained that he originally installed the chip to use in magic routines, but quickly discovered that scanning other people's phones against his hand, quote, really doesn't come off super mysterious, especially since many of the devices have their RFID readers disabled by default. Switching to his own phone removed the spectacle entirely, leaving the gimmick without much practical use. Wang said he rewrote the chip several times to repurpose it. First held a Bitcoin address, which he never came up in conversation. Later changed it to a link to a meme hosted on Imgur.
Yes.
A meme site, I guess.
Yeah, it's just like an image hosting site. I think Reddit uses them.
Dunaway and I are both checking our RFID settings. I assume mine are off. Where do I find those, Tyler?
I don't know. I've got hot corners when I would search RIF. I don't know what that means.
RFID.
RFID, okay.
Go ahead,
Hot
Lance.
Corner's a site where they've got dude hitting ground balls to scantily clad women. You think people would people subscribe to that?
It's a good idea.
See, the link eventually went online, and when he tried to rewrite the trip again, he realized that he had forgotten the password he set years earlier. According to Wang, quote, techie friends had looked into it, told him the chip was too dumb and simple to hack. Yeah. The only way back in, he said, would be to strap on an RFID reader for, quote, days to weeks and brute force every possible combination, while the old Imgur link has since come back online. Wang says the chip remains locked, leaving him stuck with an implant he can no longer modify. Wang called the situation both inconvenient and hilarious, summing it up by saying he can now, quote, honestly say that I forgot my password to my own hand.
Wouldn't you make it like hand?
Yeah.
He's got some Derek Carr mascara, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, those dark eyes.
It looks like he's hosting Good Morning Football.
Our man, Peter Schrager.
Yep.
Now, a Tennessee homeowner trying to sell a renovated property was shocked to discover her entire concrete driveway had been stolen, leaving her a costly mystery to solve. Paige Battie, a realtor who purchased a home in 2024 as a flip project, said the discovery came after a potential buyer called to ask when the driveway would be completed. Battie responded that the driveway was already there, only to learn it had been torn out sometime on November 14th. Copper thief, one thing. Concrete thief? What a pain in the ass.
Yeah, what you gonna do with it? I got a bunch of busted up concrete now.
Yeah, I don't get it. Now, first reported by Local 3 News, witnesses in the neighborhood claimed multiple trucks and heavy equipment were on property for roughly 2 hours the morning of the heist. Residents described the truck with a trailer, a dump truck hauling backhoe, another truck with additional equipment. Many assumed the crew had been hired to perform legitimate work. Battie said she contacted the non-emergency line to report the removal, but struggled to explain the situation because of how unusual it sounded. She added that some people believed early photos of the missing driveway were AI generated until they visited the home in person. Neighbors told reporters they heard machinery lifting the concrete, but never questioned the activity because it appeared routine. One resident said she saw workers taking up the driveway while her kids were at the bus stop. They said the replacement's going to be about $12,000.
A clean job of removing it, though. Look at that.
I agree. You got a nice edge yard now, Jim.
Yeah.
Do they? Is this a repo? Did they not pay? Is there that chance? And they're saying it's stolen?
Did not say that.
Is that a thing?
I've seen video at least of what people say as a guy repoing like tile work he's done. Like they destroy the tile. I mean, there's no use for it, but they're like, I did it. I didn't get paid, so I'm going to come bust it up.
That seems like more effort than just
imagine if
trying to pursue.
That's how you made your
I
made
probably
your living.
would pay a concrete company because you could end up in that concrete.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to pay in advance on that.
Ooh. But if your car gets repoed, they just sell the car.
That's right. You got something you can resell.
What are they doing with the concrete and
it's
the tile?
It's making them feel better that you didn't pay me, so I got your driveway now.
Oh,
yeah, I got you. I got you, great driveway.
We'll save the tortoise story for tomorrow, Tyler. I'm going to jump ahead. A man in Mongolia won a quote lying flat contest by lying on a mattress without moving for 33 straight hours in one of the strangest competitions we've ever seen.
Oh, I'd have to pee.
Now, the longest competitive event raising eyebrows on lying comes from Inner Mongolia, a region in China that, quote, held a lying flat contest. Exactly what it sounds like. Contest organized by a Chinese mattress home furnishings brand, Sleeman. In fact, it was their third competition of this kind, which was held in a shopping mall to promote their mattresses. 240 competitors from across the region gathered together November 15th, see who could lay the longest without getting up. Contest fairly casual. Participants were allowed to turn over, use their smartphones, read books, and even order delivery. However, they would be disqualified if they sat up or left their mattress. This includes getting up to use the bathroom, ordering food. Might not have been a good idea, but according to local reports, some competitors got around this by wearing diapers. They're going to shit themselves.
Oh, my gosh.
Are you allowed just to pee the bed?
Of course, that would be a way to get everybody else up.
That's what I was thinking. Just bring a bedpan and then order Taco Bell. And then you just wait it out.
Okay, here's what the guy won. Of the 240 entrants, one man ended up lying down for 33 hours and 35 minutes, and he won?
The mattress he was sleeping on.
Not even that. $422 American.
Can't even buy the mattress he was
Wasted
sleeping on, Jim.
33 hours of his life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the old juice not being worth the squeeze, absolutely right there.
Yeah, and that fella probably doesn't have a JOB, right?
Probably not. Wow.
Probably feels well rested, though.
It's true. Get up early tomorrow.
That's all I got.
That is trash today. I made it short by running a little long with Klatt. That's on me.
We all enjoyed it, though, Jim.
Yeah, I did, man. I did.
I love talking to Klatt.
Bud Light, Friday in Auburn. Day after Thanksgiving. You guys may need to remind me that I need to jump in a car and head to Auburn on Friday.
11 to 2, our adjusted time.
That'll help because I'll get here at 7, and when Forrester's not here until a little later, I'll be like, why? Where is
Gotta go to Auburn.
Oh, I got to go. I got plenty of time to get there. So we're at Moe's. I've already had a couple people be in Auburn said they're coming to see us.
That's right. Good lunch at
Moe's.
Right
11 to 2.
Yeah.
So
I like their food.
So we can't wait to see them on Friday before what LT is billing is one of the biggest Iron Bowls ever.
I can't believe you guys don't believe that.
Painful Alabama
I cannot
loss.
believe you guys don't agree.
Well, I think they'll lose a lot if they lose this game. I don't disagree with you on that. I need to take time tonight to think about the
college football playoff is in front of you.
The most costly Iron Bowl losses in Alabama history. Can you come up with the top 5 and I'll come up with the top 5?
Yeah, Kick 6 is right there, man.
Well, Kick 6
I
is
get
number
that,
1.
but this is not going to be in your top 5?
I think it probably will be now that I've thought about it.
Yeah, okay.
No way. No way.
How is there no way?
I can find 5 more Iron Bowls that were more significant that you lose.
That's your challenge for tomorrow's show.
Okay, I will bring you the 5 most painful in my life.
This could send DeBoer on his way. He could be packing his bags with a loss.
Talk more about that with Brock Heward, which is just around the corner with Unlocked. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.